my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. I just wanna be greatness. I just wanna be greatness. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you want to take
Yeah, I got a Spider-Man, motherfuckers. He's not a bad one too. Like I wouldn't mind having the Spider-Verse characters. Like if you get a good team of them, they're pretty sweet. But like some of them are hard to get, from what I gather. So I like to keep him around for that, and we'll go from there. Yeah. I don't know. Like my OBS crashed a minute ago, so I don't know what happened. I tried this new extension thing. I think I need to remove it from my OBS dashboard thing because I think it's crashing it. It's not working like it's supposed to. I don't know if YouTube uploaded a video for that. I'm gonna check on that real quick because it's pointless. Looks like they did. Looks like they just counted it as the same stream. Maybe they got like a way of knowing like if something goes down like that. But like the other day, something like that happened and like it, you know, I don't know. Whatever. It ain't the end of the world. Or is it? Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Alright, so give me 1 second and we'll get into this. Alright. So we'll just get back into, we'll deal with this later. Oh, I didn't mean to go to find. Oh, I guess we got somebody else. I usually, when I open it up, I open it before I start streaming, and it gives you, like, you get, like, daily rewards that you don't have to do, you know, like, it's just like, oh, thanks for coming. So, I think I finally got to these people, so I just kind of click on all that. I think one time, I didn't click on it, and then I lost those rewards, so that's kind of bullshit, you know? So hopefully, I still got a good amount of money for early on, 5 mil. I just want to keep grinding out these daily things for a minute, and then go and eventually get to start progressing. So like it's still boring, but like I'm trying to get some and progress a little bit. Like I'm just saying like like I said, I think I've said this before. It's like it's my goddamn this hardest problem I have with the fucking like RPG style shit. It's like just to do anything you gotta grind. And it's almost like too much like real world shit. I want to be OP when I start the game and just come in and kick some ass. Like that's why I want to play video games. Like when you played the original Mario, it wasn't like you had to go and teach Mario how to jump and stomp on Goombas and shit. Like the challenge was like getting good at it. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have to build his. And I get it. Sometimes like, and it depends on the game. Like, well, shit, let him do that. Like Zelda, yeah, you kind of have to level up, but it can be kind of fun. But because you got to go get new things. God damn it! But I don't know. Like I don't know. This to me almost seems it's like more like too much of the same thing. Like with Zelda and stuff, like it's definitely different. That's all I'm saying. And obviously, you can't compare this mobile game to. Yeah, I agree. PW. But a lot of people, I don't buy like upgrades. You know, I'm just grinding on mine. Exactly. But it's still kind of fun sometimes, though. I kind of like it. But I'm just trying to. But I think if I keep consistently getting beat, then it's kind of like it's boring. So that's why like I spend some time grinding up, trying to get some high level characters, so that late when I play later, it won't be so bad. I hate this thing. I don't know if it does anything. So like a lot of this early on shit is just kind of, just kind of grinding out all your points and getting all your rewards you can get. Yeah, I figure that's possibly true too. I just know I hit like the wall. Like this is like my second playthrough. Like I downloaded it on my phone, and like I'm only at I'm like at a level 60, or I was even getting like killed early on because I noticed people were because I was stuck with all the like original people I got, and I just kept building their strength up. Come to find like like people like Gamora or Kestrel or some of those, like some of their other abilities make the difference. That's what I'm trying to go for here. Because it seems like what I learned was it's not just on pure strength that matters. So basically, you're both telling me I'm screwed regardless eventually. Let's see what other daily thing can we do. Hero campaign, knock that out. Thanks for following. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with this playthrough. W, as I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to get some of the like higher rank people and stuff. And like I've looked into some of it. Like I'm not an expert or nothing. I watched some videos and stuff like that, trying to figure like you need to get like certain groups are good, like the defenders or something early on. A lot of people were saying I have Gamora now. They said Gamora teamed up with fuck, what's her sister's name? They said that can be a good team, so I have to look into that also. I haven't gotten her yet. I can't think of her damn name on top of my head right now. But I've noticed on like I got this one running on BlueStacks, but on my phone version, when I added in like I got like Captain Marvel and Sam Iron I mean not Sam Captain America, Falcon, and a couple more that have like these other abilities. Like I'm beating people that like have a power level that's way above. Oh, for real? Yeah, they do seem like they're unlocking like crazy characters a lot too now. You got like what is it? The new ones like Doctor Strange, like evil Doctor Strange or whatever they call him on here, Heartless, I think. But then also like some of the like events like to get people like fuck like Iron Man or some of them like you need like these other characters built up so you can fight in the actual event. So that's kind of annoying also. Power of love. Let's see. Because like you got to have like shield people like to a certain level before you can go after. God damn, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Nick Fury, and stuff like that. So I'm trying to build. I'm playing the long game here, guys. I want to like build like a powerhouse team overall. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like some of it luck out. Like I lucked out. Like in this playthrough, let's see. We can go back and we can look at some of my characters. Like I got Kestrel has some good abilities. I've been using her. Oh, he's not that cool. I guess I'm just thinking still early on. But like I got Shatterstar and I got Gamora and I got Kestrel pretty early, and I know like from playing on my other ones, yeah, because I didn't get these until later, so that's why I'm trying to focus on being able to build them up early. Because you all know, like it's what I'm having a problem with now is like I got plenty of money, but I don't have any training. You know what I'm saying? So I can't train. Whatever they're called, like the training cards or whatever. So, because it costs so much more to train up level. Like if you're on like 60 to 61, it's crazy. But yeah, like Shatterstar's pretty cool. Gamora, Kestrel. She looks Elsa. I haven't played that much with her, but she looks like she could have some still stuff. Ah, yeah, that's what I figured. They that way that they get you to buy shit because it is a mobile game at heart. And I got her early, but I don't know if she's any good stature or whatever. So it's like I said, I'm trying to grand. Is she good? So I have to kind of keep building her up. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build up like the non-common ones. You know what I'm saying? Like Wolverine's pretty good. Like I still have him on my main. Like he's built up pretty high, but like I was trying to get some of these other people. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I never seen anybody playing with her. Like if you fight in like the blitzes or the alliance battles or whatever. So I figured she wasn't that cool. I really haven't used Winter Soldier much ever, so I don't know if he's any good or the thing. I know Thor can be good. I don't know what. There's one. I guess it's got most Avengers team. Uh, there was one people that was kicking my ass with it because like he was kept building up like I don't know what it's called, but like building up like electric and then like releasing it. Not like the big one, but like as like a secondary power. So that was pretty impressive. So you need him to get Omega Red. I heard Omega Red was pretty good, but they keep upgrading everybody. I keep hearing like all these new people, like Scarlet, not Scarlet Witch, but like what, like yeah, Scarlet Witch. I think came in, was new and was big. So they keep adding way too much. So catching up is hard. All right, I've been working on Shatter. I hadn't really worked on Punisher, but I remember that Wolverine. I do like Elsa, Spider Man, Gamora. I knew I was going to build Gamora, and I think Spider Man's pretty good too. It's just like I'll tell you what gets me in this game. Oh yeah, Kestrel's good too. What gets me? There's like way too many ways to like level up. You know, it's not. It just doesn't have levels. You got like the levels. You got like the buy the fucking equipment, and then I don't know if I have it unlocked in this playthrough, but you got like the ISO, and then you also got the alliance thing with Start Tech. There's like so much shit just to build up. It's ridiculous. But I think that's obviously by design of it being a mobile game. Because I'm sure some people get frustrated and they're like, fuck this, I'm gonna buy. A lot of times, I like just to do. I like that they have some of this auto shit, so that way, like when I'm grinding, I can just kind of auto. It's kind of boring a little bit, but it's almost necessary to get anything. What are these called? I kept saying training modules. Okay, yeah, that's what I kept calling them cards for some reason, but yeah. What other daily objectives do I want to complete? Let's go ahead and finish campaign progress. But we're just gonna let's see. Is there anybody I would like to? I'd like to have the Sinister Six. I heard they were pretty good too. And I have some of them my other playthrough, but I don't have all of them. Uh, so let's see. What else? Blitz Champion. Let's go play that. I wonder if that one's any good. Did anybody got Negasonic Death Warrior or whatever her name is? I've been also plugging away at getting Coulson. I hear he can be good, like as like a because he like has a lot of like secondary characteristics that he like upgrades people with. So I'm trying to get him as well. Buffs. That's the word I was looking for. You know, like give a lot of buffs without actually having to spend a turn. I've noticed that's what you really got to get. You got to get like people like where like just like their ability, their stationary ability is they give out like minus defense or plus plus offense to your team. And I know Coles, I know Nick Fury does that too. I think though you have to be it has to be mostly shield people. But like if you had like Captain America built up good and maybe I don't know, does the Falcon Captain America, does he count as a shield? I don't know, I have to look. All right. I guess though. I guess you don't have a choice though. At some point, like you have to, because you have to start early on. Unless you say unless you know what some people that do just like throw in like money. You do kind of have to go through a lot of these characters just to get up to the next level or to get something. Because some of them, yeah, the only way you can win them is in events, right? They don't even. I don't even think they give them out in orbs. I haven't seen anybody play with Doc Ock in the Sinister Six, so I don't know if he's any good or what. I know Mysterio can be cool in some of his moves that he has. Because I have like a low level Sinister Six on my other playthrough on my phone. I turn off the sound though, boy. It's annoying to keep hearing it over and over again. That's why I don't have any sound on in the game. I think it's so repetitive and like the music's not that good. Although I did try to play like there's like a Star Wars kind of basically the same kind of game, and it's just horrible. It's nowhere near as good or well designed. It actually doesn't look as good either. So I don't even fuck with that one. And even though I say some of the leveling up in this is complicated, like the Star Wars one seemed like even worse. Let's see what else I got. Daily objectives. The thing too with daily objectives, they almost increase your like overall level like too quick early on. That's what I don't like. We can do orb opening. Yeah, I just haven't. I don't really. I didn't know this game had been out that long. It's just like sometimes every once in a while I want something to play on the phone, just to kill time. And so I downloaded. Then I got like invested in this shit, and then I found out you could emulate it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try to rebuild the team. Because like I felt like I know y'all. Everybody says you kind of hit the brick wall at some point. I felt like on the phone game I was hitting the brick wall like way too early. Well, the other day, I don't know what happened. I got like they gave me out like 4 million. Like that's why I got so much right now. Like even on my other account, I got like 7 million. So like they sent out like a thing, or maybe I like got a good gold orb thing, but I like got like 4 million at one time. So that helped a bunch. I think at the end of the day, though, like the whole thing is they just want to keep you going. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it was. So I was like, cool, that helped. And it really helped here because like I haven't had to worry about gold in this playthrough whatsoever. And like I said, I'm still early on. I think I'm what level 30 something. So I'll tell you what kills me. Like if you like, this is how I don't know how people buy anything. Like, look, okay, I got 3,000 of the whatever, right? The power cores. If you want to buy some, like it costs $5 just to buy that many, and you can't do shit with 375 power cores. Like if you want to buy, like that seems like a decent amount of power cores. It's a fucking $100. I'm like Jesus Christ! It's just like the prices are ridiculous. Like some shit like this should be like $10. Like you should get like a million. You should get like a million if you want to get like if you want to pay $100 fucking. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like if the people that do want to spend, like if they have the money or want to put the money in, yeah, they're definitely gonna, be able to kill like way easier. It's crazy. And then sometimes you can buy like what specific characters or even whole teams, basically. I think, can't you? Let's see. I need. Yeah, I'll buy up some of this. Bro, how do you spend $300 a day? I get like if you play this game for like 2 years, maybe you kind of got like, man, I'm pissed. I want to get this one character, so you put in some. I guess it's like gambling, isn't it? I guess you get addicted to it. Wasn't that the argument with what was that game? Was it CS:GO? Like people were having, they were considering it gambling, but by buying all these skins and shit. So I guess I can see how it can be addictive. 50, good shit. They must be millionaires. I guess if you were like XQC or somebody, like that wouldn't matter. But I can't imagine like even like a rich person to spend $50,000 on. I mean, like obviously, like what's his Bill Gates or Bezos or somebody like that, $50,000 would be like a normal person spending like $5, or probably even less, honestly. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'm not gonna say I've never. There was this game kind of like this. It was on Facebook a few years ago, and I did actually like spend a little bit of money on it, but I had to catch myself because I was getting pissed because I was like, I put like $5 in here and $5 there, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So you do gotta watch yourself. So I'm just like, I'm not going to spend any money on this game. Like, if I was gonna spend $50, I'd go buy like an actual like a like a new like big time game like for PC or Xbox or some shit. To me, like the mobile phone when they first started being in games, to me it always seemed like it was just like some little cheap like time waster. But now they've become serious on this shit. I can't imagine. God damn, they must be making a ton of money if they got people being that ridiculous on here. I mean, I can imagine. I can imagine maybe spending like $50 like over a year, 300 million a year on this game. Wow, I couldn't imagine that either, dude. That's crazy. I'm not trying to hate on you. I mean, if you got the money, hopefully it's not like a feed your baby or play or put money in the game. Hopefully you don't have to catch out a second job to do your habit. I guess it's like I said, like you start doing it and you don't even realize it, right? Like said, you can get kind of like you don't even think about it. Or what they do, like, say I got beat. Like, say if you kept getting beat or something, like, you might even get mad and be like, "Fuck this, I want to go." So you're like, "Fuck it, I got $50. I got paid last week. Fuck it, we're gonna spend $50." And so yeah, that's definitely something I don't ever plan on doing is putting money into this game. You know, unless I win like $100 million lottery, then fuck it. But like as what I have now, it's not something I can do. So apparently, I'm not even strong enough to fight in those raids. Yeah, to me, spending 5,000 on this game sounds crazy, man. No offense. Or do you mean like all mobile games? Maybe not just this one. But even then, that still sounds crazy. But I mean, I'm sure if I like, took all the money I spent on like Xboxes and all that, PlayStation and games, I'm sure it adds up. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. So, like, I guess you look at it that way. So, I guess I'm still like in my head, like I'm more attached to like console or PC. So I see those as what I would put money in. Right or wrong. Like I'll admit the games have got a little more complicated, but like that's what I think. Like I'd rather buy like a new Zelda game and plop down $60 on it versus spending like $50 in like a mobile game. That's just how I see it. But yeah, because I mean, I don't know You said 5,000. Like I don't know how over how many years. I'm sure. I know for a fact I spent that money in games. But like I'm thinking like over years and years and years and years. Because I mean I bought like what I'd go way back. Was it where look when I was an adult and spent the money. Like I bought GameCube. I mean games for the GameCube. PlayStation 3 games for PlayStation 3. Yada yada yada. Wow. Yeah, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just saying like fuck fucking thing. they found out I was talking shit about it, and then they're attacking me. This thing doesn't do shit anyway. Oh yeah, you're fucked on that shit. It used to be. Well, I want to lie. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm pretty old, so I remember like games when. But even then, because I remember when I had Super Nintendo games as a kid, and I'd go trade them in, they'd give me like $5. But then, like the ones you could buy weren't as expensive either. So I don't know. But I do know they'll give you like dog shit, and then they'll try, and sometimes they'll sell like a used game. They want as much almost as they do for a new game. I'll tell you what I got. I got the. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. If y'all want to hang out, it won't take me like a minute. Put up my be right back screen. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. W is like I got like the Xbox, whatever Microsoft thing. Like you pay so much a month, you got, and obviously you don't get always like the biggest, newest games or whatever, but you kind of get, you still can get like a bunch of options for what you're paying. Although it's crazy to think if you spent 7K on just this game. How long has this game been out? You said 4 years? I didn't even like. I don't know how long I've been playing it. Like it hasn't been like more than 6 months for sure. So I'm sure. I guess there's dudes that are like so tippy top in this game you'd never be able to catch up with them. I wonder if this guy's any good. I heard some good things about like this Star Lord T'Challa, but I don't know. I haven't seen many people use him. I don't know if he's new to the game or what. All right, let's collect stuff like inbox. God, they kill me with some of the fucking emails. Like, just give me my shit. Like, I want my ranking awards and stuff like that. I don't want to. I don't care about some of this other shit. Achievements. Like, I always thought with this, I remember playing early. I thought if I got the Hulk, it was gonna be. Who haven't you invested in? I'm taking y'all's advice on stuff because I like y'all been playing this long. Hulk. I think some of the people they put in the game are like everybody knows who the Hulk is and shit. So they're probably like, oh man, he's cool. He's cool. The Hulk's pretty badass, you know. But then they don't actually make him like some people. I think they make him better in the game than they are like in the comics or anything. And then like some people that are better or more known, and they're still not that great, you know. God damn. I wasn't trying to make that big. I was just trying to move it. It's kind of like there's some of these other people. It's like I'm sure some of these people don't know who Namor is or anything. Like, and I'll see like people like they put up in the. I mean, everybody knows who Spider Man and Wolverine is, Captain America, shit like that. Because I wonder how many like this has appealed to a lot of people, right? Because it's a mobile game. It's like a RPG style. And then it's Marvel, so it's like they probably figure they can draw in people for all kinds of different reasons to play this. Sometimes I'm just like, man, they just give you shit when you open an orb. I'm like, man, what? Who the fuck wants five of Electra or some shit? You know, it's like, come on. Are these events? Any of these I can do anything? Seems like Star Lord has some good buffs when you play with the right people. Let's see what I can do here. Oh, for real? Like, because I had good experience with Wolverine in my playthroughs, so that's kind of weird sounding to me. I think they're pushing. They must be pushing Doctor Strange because they know that movie's coming out. Like, I mean, it makes sense. I never even heard of Echo until the until what the fuck till the Hawkeye show come on. I don't know if y'all I don't know if y'all pay attention to like Marvel like shit besides this game, but like some of these characters I never heard of. Like, and then like they got her like prominent on the screen all the time, so it makes me wonder. So I know a lot of normie people that like never pay attention to comics or any of this shit had no clue who she is. They definitely suck you in though, don't they? Sometimes with like these limited time events or limited time things, like it really sucks for like the newer people or people that don't have like a high thing built up because there's like no way they could ever accomplish and get like say a character or something like that just because they're nowhere near high enough to actually beat the event or whatever, which might end up being my case here. Yeah, I know, but like, yeah, I'm not spending any money. Like, I guess that's where they get you at, you know. So I guess it's worth the trouble. I did notice like the whatever like you'll every time you'll click on something, they'll be like, buy this, buy this, buy this. So they actually they push their ads too. So like I think sometimes it's just like they peer pressure you almost. You're like, here, fuck, you could buy this right now. You could have the whole Spider team, or you could spend like 10 years working on it. And then they don't give you shit. You get 25 little orb points. I'm like, the fuck? Like, and they all cost like 2,000 to do anything with? That's just ridiculous. Just do some auto winning here. Then I might have so much of this I can't auto win everything. I have to build my people up stronger. Yeah. Oh yeah, trust me. I know all this shit. It's just funny sometimes. Like yeah. I think you know what? That's like I think that's why like early I remember when I was playing the first playthrough on the phone, like before you kind of get stifled, like it's like you beat a couple boards, you level up, you get a new player, you level up, you can, so like real quick you can kind of progress and get kind of build up fairly quickly, right? So I think that's how they get you hooked, and you're like, and you kind of get addicted to that thought, like upgrading and stuff like that, you know. Well, if you're talking about spending like multiple thousands of dollars or pounds or whatever, yeah, I can't imagine. Cause, and then also like maybe things are, plus like aside from just what y'all spent, I'm sure y'all put a lot of time into it if y'all been playing that long. So add that in on top of spending money. Yeah, you might have to do that approaching more than like the $300 a day kind of bullshit. But they definitely get you. It's like they cook you. It's like drug dealers. Like, here, man, you want some crack? Try this crack at first. And you're like, oh, man, that's some good fucking crack. And then it's like, and then you come back, so, man, can I have some more crack? And they're like, yeah, $300. And you're like, no, man, I ain't got that. And then you go home and you're like, I need some crack, man. So you go rob a bank, kill somebody, get some crack, you know? It's kind of like one time I went to the strip club when I was young. And like the girl, like, did like, I don't know if you ever been to a strip club, you got like lap dances, you pay them money and like, and then, and like in the mid, like she just did the lap dance, and I'm all like, oh, and then she's like, you want another one, or like you want another dance or something. So in my brain, it cut off the thought, oh, I'm about to pay her $20 more. I was just all like, yes, without even thinking about it, So I was like, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I just spent $20 more or whatever it costs. I think it was $20 back then. So that's how they get you. Yeah, I guess you're right. You probably could buy an account. I don't know how are these people. I know people used to sell like World of Warcraft accounts for like tons of fucking money. Like if they were like super leveled up. I wonder how much one of these accounts would go for. So somebody like if like some rich fuck wanted to start doing this like XQC or somebody like that, they could probably just say like here take $10,000 and somebody would probably sell them their account. Hell, there's probably people like over in I know there used to be like people like with farm shit. Like I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but I think it was usually like China and places, you know. So you could buy how well that's crazy. So if it costs y'all that much to get to your level, why are people selling them so low? Is it just these people like they grind like 8 hours a day to build these accounts, or do they like? Is there a way to like cheat? Like I mean, I'm just curious because I'm thinking like, damn, if y'all are talking about the money y'all put in to get where you're at, like how could they get to that account and then sell it for 200? So that seems kind of crazy to me. All right, let's see what we can upgrade. Like I said, I'm putting into some of these top people first. I would think more people would get into it though. Like I said, I got into it like not too long ago. I guess they're they're trying to keep from you don't want to have like the to enter being too hard. You know, you don't want it to be so bad that nobody can start playing and have fun. You know, they have to kind of balance it a little bit. If it gets to the point where like nobody that started can have any fun, then they definitely won't get new people. Let's see, Gamora. Let's see. I don't know who Scopely is. I don't know. Is that like somebody else's streams playing this, or maybe makes videos on it? Oh, okay, sorry. My bad. I didn't pay no attention. I don't pay no attention to who makes the game. But yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm sure that's the kind, or like I'm sure it's the kind of I don't know. I guess they have it. I have a on Android, but I'm sure like Apple or whatever, all the iTunes is the same way, you know, because I think I think they get some sort of money out of it. I think that's how it works. I don't know what the exact percentage is. Man, there's just so much to do. I guess that's how they get you. It's like people that play. I don't know if you ever heard of a game called Stardew Valley. It seems kind of boring, but there's a lot of shit to do, and like people just get really invested in it. I think that's just how they suck you into these kind of games. And I don't know if you can pay to play in Stardew Valley or not. Like if you can, like you know, like oh, I want to get something, so you buy it instead of actually doing it. No, a lot of people, a lot of old school gamers really hate this idea of like pay to play kind of deal. Like you know, because they're so back in the day, if you were playing like Zelda, Majora's Mask, or Ocarina of Time, if you needed something, you had to go do it. You couldn't just pay to get something. So I think there's a lot of issues with that with older gamers. Because I remember like a few years ago, motherfuckers were all coming out about this kind of thing. Not specifically this game, but like in general, any kind of like mobile game where you could do that. Or I think even I think they introduced this shit on like online, like on major platforms too. Like I think you could buy like special gear, like in like you know major releases and stuff too. Sometimes I think the tier upgrades are more beneficial than the actual levels. Or am I just wrong? And then of course like the ability upgrades over here because sometimes like it seems like a lot of times the abilities are more important than just the power levels. Let's see. These upgrades are harder to get too, I think. Later on, right? Like the abilities. Why does it say locked? Oh. Sometimes I think this God damn it. I think the emulator has like glitches. Fuck. Let's see if there's anybody else. Like I said, I'm trying to save some of my shit, but like the thing is, like that's the problem with this game. Like you got to actually build some of these other people to take a chance at getting. I do want to build Miles Morales Spider-Man up. I would like to have a Spider Verse like crew, but like some of them are hard to get. Like with Gwen, Spider Gwen, and what's the Scarlet Spider? I've seen people play with them and they look pretty badass, like as a whole team. Plus, Spider Man overall is like my favorite since I've been a kid, a little kid. Since I was a little kid, not since I still am. Mm-hmm. Cerebral stimulant. What's that, like brain steroids? What the fuck, Spider Man? Grade Tier 2. You have reached Tier 2, Spider-Man, you lucky fuck. Welcome to the Marvel Strike Force universe. Spend $10,000 and one day you may be as impressive as some people on the internet. Then life goes on. The thrill of living is gone. Oh yes, and life goes on. I got the thrill of living is gone. Rock on. I know some of the villains I need to build up. Like I gotta make sure I train, cause like I need them for like the villain missions. Hey bro, nothing to my soul. 16, as long as you can. Like I don't even know how long I've been playing. I don't know. I've been playing like a little bit every day on here, like a stream, like pretty much to do my daily upgrades. So I'm already at level 37, but I'm not trying that much. So it's kind of crazy. Let's see if I can get. She's close to get. What do I need? Find. Yeah, this life goes on. Nope, I leveled up. Bam, 38. Woo! Level 38. Fuck. About Jack and Diane. Get to the best they can. And then I need to find this. I thought I had some of those. Alright. But yeah, I need to start battling so I have more to. So it's like a never ending cycle. It's like I need to build up to get to here. I need to get to here to be able to build up more. They get you, man. They hook you. You're like addicted. You're like, man, I gotta smoke my crack today. I gotta fucking play my Marvel Strike Force, man. I can't help myself. I gotta get to the next level. I gotta get to the next high. It's all about the human brain, man. So like, it's not any worse. Like, like you were talking earlier. I don't know if you are still in here. I didn't pay attention. I didn't see no comments. But like y'all put in a bunch of money into this. Like a lot of people put a bunch of money into drugs. The one thing is, hopefully y'all didn't spend like your rent money on it and have to get kicked out of your house or not able to eat. But with drugs, like I don't know, maybe you can come off of this a little easier, but you could also still, and it might not have the necessarily negative physical impact on you. I don't know. So it's still kind of a similar brain kind of chemistry thing. It's like an addictive thing, it's just like a different way. Like this appears to like your serotonin or some shit like that, but like in a different way than like drugs do. I mean, because people get addicted to sex and money. People get addicted to anything. It happens. But I think people have argued this like the innate thing. Like you couldn't take the drugs and the sex like the thing that, but like with like these games and shit, like the addiction, like is manufactured 100%. Like they are doing it intentionally. I think that's what a lot of people argue. I think that's what people are arguing against, like Facebook and social media, also in general. So it's kind of funny. I mean, I just think people have to anything. You just have to kind of take in some sort of moderation, or you have to like you have to be aware of it. You know, I guess that's a lot of arguments because I've always said like gambling should be legal, but like then you hear about these other people that like just can't do it. So then you're like, damn, we need to instead of teaching people. But that's what we do with everything in society. It's like because some people can't handle it, we got to get rid of it 100%. You know, it's like let's not go there. How about we work on trying to help people learn? You know, I don't know. It's confusing. So if there's any other build up I want to do, I want to finish Kestrel. Craft. Upgrade! Fuck yeah. Oh, I've upgraded Kestrel. I never heard of Kestrel either before I played this game. I don't know. See if we can keep building her up. I like Captain Marvel too. Well, I like the Sam Captain America Falcon. He's got some good buffs too. I have him on my other one. I wish I could get him on here. I don't know when he comes up, where you can get him, or how I got it. It's been a minute, so. But I'd like to have him. He's pretty badass, in my opinion. Okay, find. I don't know if there's any more of these I can unlock. It doesn't look like. See, that's what I'm saying. I wish I need to fight these other ones so I have more options. Let's see. Who can I? Let's see. Finish out training up people. I'm trying to keep an eye on my money and stuff. Right now, I'm not too worried about the training modules. I'm worried about the gold early on. I think it's another thing. You get into it like, and you're having this like, I'm building up people, boom, boom, boom. Then you look up and you're stuck. So then you end up spending money too. Like, oh man, I want to keep going. You're like, fuck, because I know that used to be how they used to do it. Like if you played some like simpler game, like Candy Crush, like you could only play so much a day, but like you could buy like things where you could play more. So I think that's what happened. You get kind of like, oh, I want to keep crushing candy, and you're like, you ain't got any more for the day. So then you're like, fuck. And it's 11:30. See, I realize one thing. Like, I don't feel like I've even done that much. And I look down, I've been playing for like an hour. How long have I been on? Where's the thing that tells me? Yeah, over an hour, minus a few minutes of not playing. So it's crazy. She's already trained up. One of y'all said that I need to work on the Punisher too, so maybe I'll give him a little bit of a boost. I've kind of been neglecting him because I thought he might not be that good because he's like an early on character you get. Because I didn't want to over rely on. Let's see if I can get him. Look, he's on some drugs over here. Time. Oh, because I need two of those. I don't think I can get no more of those. Bullshit. But then I used up all my energy to keep on. Like, oh my god, it's a never fucking ending cycle. Like, they should do like studies on how they design these fucking mobile games to trap you. Wait. And they say we're already attached enough to our phone as is. Like, even if you didn't take into account the didn't take into account like games, you just take into account just using it for everyday thing. Holy shit. I don't like to be reactionary. I haven't read the article, but like I was just checking like Facebook, talk about addicted to the phone. I don't really Facebook. It's not like the same like thing it used to be, but like I got like I follow like news and stuff on there sometimes, like my local, and I pull up this article. It says teen arrested for driving 151 miles per hour and killing six in crash. Police say. I'm like, holy fuck! I almost died in a car wreck because some drunk bitch fucking passed out. Not drunk, drugged. Passed out, hit me head on, almost killed me. Like I still have permanent damage from that shit, and still working on getting better. It's been a struggle. So, damn, but killing six people, crazy. I wonder if it was intentional. I watched a bunch of these like when I did that shit yesterday where I watched the thing about the dude that killed the people in Finland. I was watching some more of that dude's videos off stream yesterday. Like some of them like crazy, like them incel motherfuckers. Like the dude, like it was in Canada and he went like got a van, rented a van and like just drove over people. So, and I know like it's some terrorist dude did some shit like that too. So I wonder if it was like intentional or if he. Might be all I can do. Because I don't think I even have that much energy to go and fight shit. I only got 24, so it might be the end of upgrades. If I trained everybody up, I don't know. So that's what I was talking about. Like, look, bam, bust up. Like, I think people might accidentally be like, man, $5 for Captain America don't sound bad. I think that's actually your better deals is buying like maybe character. At least it seems like I could see spending $5. But if you got in the habit of clicking that every time, I see what y'all were talking about earlier. Like that shit adds up, and you look back on your shit, and you end up spending like fucking $5,000 or something crazy. It's like fuck. Hopefully y'all got some badass teams if y'all put that kind of money in there. Like I knew like people could get crazy with this shit, but like some of the numbers y'all are throwing out, and y'all been playing shit longer, and like I never really spend money on like I said like mobile games. I think I might have bought one outright before, but not like it was like 99 cents, but it wasn't like I didn't spend like money on like getting something. Like I just bought the actual game right outright for like 99 cents or $1.99 or whatever it was, right? And I think I bought another app one time, like the pro version of it, because I like the app a lot, but it was like $4 if that. But like I don't like I said, I think on the Facebook game is pretty much kind of like a prototype similar to this. Like I think I spent some money in some of that a long time ago. But then I had to catch myself so I didn't go over the edge. So I think that's it for Strike Force. Close to getting Hulk. I didn't even realize it. Who else am I close to getting? Captain America. I heard they're pretty good too. Minerva. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, close. Maybe I'll watch another video and comment on it, like that dude. I'm not trying to watch all his videos, because I feel bad if I watch like all his videos. But maybe I'll find a like one of those like a murder stories or whatever, right? It's like work. I gotta put the grind in the Marvel. Like if you're like at the gym, you gotta like grind. You're like, gotta get them gains, son. Get them gains, son. I'll be right back and then I'll figure out what I'll do because I've only been streaming like an hour. I don't have another game off the top of my head that I want to play, so maybe I'll watch some of that. I got addicted into watching that, so I might look some of that in a minute. But I gotta pee and stuff real quick, and I'll be right back. Wrong thing. Oh yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna do some. I gotta turn off my music. I've been doing my music, but like having it, because like I said, I hate that in-game sound in there. But I gotta turn desktop audio back on to do this, right? So let's see. I'll change the titles and shit. We're gonna do. I'll change the YouTube one first. Can I not type more? What happened? True crime. Oh, I spelled that wrong. What the fuck's going on? And my battery's dying and my keyboard? It's like froze up on me. Shit. Like, I should be able to edit the goddamn stream title, man. Oh, fuck. Let's delete. Bro, what the fuck? Is it just this one? I know you can edit the stream names, right? Yeah. What the fuck? It's not letting me type? Not letting me type? I'd see my keyboard like. And my battery's dead? Seems like the mouse is working. Is it just there? Like, can I do any other typing? Huh, maybe my battery's died in the middle. Let's try. Like, it's not dead, but like, I don't know. It's not. Or it's not connected? I don't know. God damn, come on. Oh, these are like fake Duracells, aren't they? I don't know, they're real Duracells. Let's see. These are double A. We'll find my double A's. I got batteries. I've never changed these. I don't know how long I've had this. Well, it's been a minute, so let's see. But it's still not typing. What the fuck? Maybe it's got a pair or something since I turned it off. What the fuck? Can't type. Can't type. Can't type. Oh wait, it just did. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Wait, now maybe it seems like it's working now. Let's see, can't. Okay, maybe the batteries were dead. Maybe like sometimes like batteries and some shit would be like half dead, but not all the way dead. Like the mouse seems like it's still working. So okay, cool. Yeah, we'll go with the batteries were dying. We're gonna count these as dead. Shit. I hate when I accidentally. I'm not the greatest typist, so. Let's see, what would that be? News and politics, entertainment, education. Let's put it fuck it there. Save. Alright, so we changed it there. Let's go to Twitch. I wonder if that's a category. I probably have to be like just chatting. There's a game called True Crime. I remember playing that game, True Crime, Streets of, what's politics? I think it's just politics out here. It's not like news and I could put pools and hot tubs, right? I guess just chatting is gonna be the best go-to, right? Let's see. I wonder if True Crime is a thing. Crime, YouTube. No. Hmm. React. Reading aloud, mixed reality, but that's how some of those people were. I just hate just chatting's like thing is IRL. It's like it's really not IRL. Like the tags are just kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder it's discussion, dissociative disorder, or maybe some people, but I don't know. Learning disability, genetic disorder, invisible, invisible disability. African. What the fuck is that? They got so much. Man, maybe they are like too leftists on here. It's like fuck. All right, let's see if we can find some. Let's see. I subscribe to that dude's channel too, so give me credit for that. Let's see, but let's pull this up. YouTube. Let's see if I get something that'll get recommended to me. One I haven't watched. The Killer That Deformed His Own Face. Okay. That sounds interesting. Give it a shout out to Coffee House Crime. Maybe I'll find. I know there's the one with. There's the one with. I don't want to do all his videos, but this one's like 20 minutes. So.
It was a crime so strange.
Okay. I'm gonna put it up on screen. I don't want to always use his videos. I don't feel like it, but like this one's from like a year ago, so I don't feel like I'm stealing any of his thunder. Like I try to be fair with this. Like I don't necessarily have a problem with like people doing like some people have like a big like issue with it. Like oh you're doing like this, you're stealing their content, whatever. I'm like I don't know. It's become too much of a thing. So like you can't. I don't know. You can't act like it's some moral like super gray thing. Give me 1 second. I need to. I haven't watched this one, so. But it's really good videos. Like I don't know. Also, I gotta check gotta check Twitter. Twitter. I got a notification. Sorry, I was looking at something. I think somebody. I was trying to decide if they were worth responding to on Twitter. Trying to decide if I'm gonna tweet. Sorry, I gotta do a Twitter updates. I decided to respond. We'll see where it goes. Fuck it. Where it goes. Sorry, just reading shit. We're gonna get into. I was looking at there's some drama going on. I was trying to get into. Didn't know what I was. I can't put my Twitter up on screen because like I follow porn stars and sometimes they'll post like fucking full on pornographic pictures. And yeah, YouTube and Twitch both find that something they don't want on their platform, so I will not do that. Bro. And then there's two different dramas I'm trying to read right now on Twitter. Twitter's a horrible drama place because it's like you can't really explain shit in so many characters. So then you get these long, fucking like 10,000 fucking tweets that you got to kind of. And I like to try to read like the whole thing, you know. Ba 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 ba. Kumbaya. That's what everybody wants. Like this is. I like that picture. Did that crazy bitch make more videos? So I have to do. Am I gonna make a video about them? Like, goddamn. Say Ryan Carr Snopin. Ryan Carr Snopin? Ryan Carr Snopin. What does that do? Ryan Carr Snopin? Ryan Carr Snopin? What have I just said? I don't know. I don't get it. But let's see. I think that was about it. I just said I'd gotten not quote tweeted, but I had gotten a tweet reply that I was in a thread with, and I was having to. I popped up on my phone, so then I was looking at. Because I took it as a direct response. Like, this motherfucker is an idiot anyway. I can already tell. Like, there was some I couldn't even discern. Like, I can't discern sometimes. That's another thing about Twitter. Like, and trust me, I'm not some, like, grammatic Nazi kind of person. But, fuck, sometimes I can't comprehend what they're saying because they say it so fucking poorly. It's beyond ridiculous. So then I have to, like, go and analyze. Then I feel like a dumbass because I have to go and, like, analyze every little thing. You know what I'm saying? Then you also gotta take, is this motherfucker a troll? Or are they being serious? Who knows? So, yeah, this person I wouldn't go and agree with. Like, if they're legit, like, on their goddamn, I went to their page, you know, and then they're all like, they're like, I think there's some, like, dumbass conservative or whatever, right? You know, like, if you gotta be like, Kamala Harris is not my president. Motherfucker, she's nobody's president. She is the vice president, first off, you know, so I don't know. And then don't worry, I'm a doctor just like Jill Biden. Jill Biden is a doctor in that she has a doctorate, right? Like, she's not, like, obviously, there's a problem with framing it that way. Like, I think that is, like, the average person, when they hear doctor, they don't realize you can be a doctor of X, Y, and Z. You know, like, you're either, like, I think it's become a little more accepted, like, if it's, like, science, or, but, like, you know, like, these people, these average everyday people don't think about it. They think doctor, they think somebody that operates on me, helps me from being sick, or whatever bullshit, right? They don't think about, like, that case. So, like, you might can argue that's the case. This person's canceled, tweeted cancel Disney. Like, I don't know. Is he like this? Is he a simp for that Jessie girl or not? I don't know. Let's see who he's follow. Or does he follow? It's like he follows GOC. I don't know. Is he on her side? I don't know. Just the way he responded to the fucking thing. Unless he thought I was being a hater. No, I don't look like he's following her. I don't. Oh my god, he followed. Like, this is the problem with, like, some of these people. Some of these people are, like, fucking horrible people. Like, I don't get. Oh, Donald Trump Jr. You follow? Oh Jesus, this guy's a fucking lunatic. So he can't have no coherent thing. Can't understand anything. I'm like, it's not, like, dumbed down as fuck. So that was why when I responded. Let's see. Let me go back. Where did I go? What kind of basic dick skick spelled wrong? I'm not even trying to hate on him for that because, like, trust me, my spelling's nowhere near what it used to be. Kind of tweet is this straight toxic. Toxic positive. Are we like 12 in a club where we randomly he means throw, the word toxic like Tony Khan announcing another huge deal while jumping up and down? Now that's straight toxic. I wipe my ass toxic. You know, so then I responded. Where did I respond? I was like, oh damn. Where was my response? And then we're gonna watch a video. Fuck. I didn't mean to get into all this shit. Where the fuck is it? Oh, no, I tweeted back at him. I said, bro, it is just a fucking joke. No need to get all bent out of shape. You are being so not toxic right now, friend. If you need a better explanation, let me know and I'll update you on how the world works. You are the one acting like they are 12. What's this? You know that meme? 12, what is this? You know, I think maybe it's what is this? I don't know. Players gonna play, haters gonna hate, you know? Fuck it. Let's see. We'll see if they ever respond. I don't really give a fuck, honestly, at the end of the day.
I just sometimes I let tweets go, and then I don't know. Sometimes I don't. Like you got like at some point you have to defend your shit, or you look like a little bitch. So like you have to say something back sometimes. So I kind of was a little passive aggressive, I think, with that. But whatever. This guy's fucking whatever. All right, so let's watch this. The killer that deformed his own face. The disturbing case of Tatsuya Ichihashi. Oh, okay. It's even a Japanese kind of I'm assuming he's Japanese. The name sounds like it would be. Could be an anime character. So let's go.
Cold and calculated that it united two nations in shock and despair. And with the suspect soaring to the top of Japan's most wanted list,
Yep,
he
Japan.
would deform his own face to keep his real identity hidden to the world.
Shit.
My name is Adrian, and welcome back to Coffee House Crime. Today we're looking at the case of Tatsuya Ichihashi and his victim, Lindsay Hawker. There are many strange and disturbing details to this case, including a body in a flower pot, plastic surgery to avoid detection, and a wild hunt for a suspect that would take police years across the entire nation of Japan to capture.
Damn.
So pull up a seat, grab a coffee, and sit back. This is the case of Tatsuya Ichihashi.
Okay.
Although our story today takes us to Japan, we're starting it in England, in a city called Coventry. Coventry is located deep in the Midlands of England. Known for its medieval cathedral and, sadly, also for its destruction during World War II, Coventry has bounced back in the last few decades to become an engineering powerhouse to the United Kingdom.
Sweet.
With easy access to both London and Birmingham, and most of the country less than a 2-hour drive away, it's a well-situated city with a lot to offer to its residents. And one of those residents was Lindsay Hawker. Lindsay was born on December 30th, 1984, to her father Bill and mother Julia Hawker. She was
He's
a happy
good,
child
like,
growing up and
because
had 2 sisters.
he actually goes into like some detail, and he's not necessarily hyperbolic with everything. He kind of does everything like, chill. And so like if you want to react to it, it's pretty all right. But like it also, I don't know, I guess it doesn't fire it up because he doesn't go like crazy with it. But you do learn. He seems like he researches it a little bit for the most part. Like some of this shit though, you could go like I've seen there's probably more videos than his on this one thing. And like sometimes I'm not saying any of them are necessarily like copying or anything like that, or like plagiarize. That's the word I was trying to look for. But like when I was reading like yesterday about that dude, like a lot of the same shit was said, and I seen a lot of other people videos that talk about like, oh, he was regarded as being very shy, and like I seen that like on a written out like Wikipedia kind of thing. So you gotta watch that and be careful. But like at the same time, like there's probably only so much information on some of these people. Like they've not been done like a ton of shit on them comparison to like like Ted Bundy or the Night Stalker or Son of Sam or the Zodiac or something like that. So you kind of got to go with what you do have. All right, continue. Shit.
Sisters named Louise and Lisa. She was schooled at King Henry VIII School, and at the end of college, she ventured to the University
So that's how
of
it
Leeds
is
to
over there in
study theology.
England. Y'all got all y'all schools named after
She
kings.
met
Like over here, we got like
university with
presidents and
academic
shit.
success too, and in 2006, she achieved a first-class honours grade.
I don't know what that means.
Being both very serious about her future career, while also being popular among her friends, Lindsay had a lot going for her. She was bright, nurturing, caring, and successful. But she also had an appetite to try something new before pursuing her master's degree, and so in mid-2006, she hatched up a plan. Lindsay decided to take a year out of a busy schedule to do a bit of travelling while she worked. She figured that a year out of education would bring a new perspective to her life. And so in October 2006, she signed up.
Bro, I'll tell you one thing. Like, I don't know if it's just the way it gets worded or how everything comes out. It's always, like, everybody starts off, oh, I just thought I was going to go. Like, I was watching one yesterday where this girl, she didn't have no friends. And then she started being friends with, like, all these cosplay people. And, like, it seemed like it was going well. But by the end of it, it ends in fucking tragedy. And I know that's where we know this is going. But goddamn, it's so sad. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go, what can that hurt? I'll take some time off from school and go do this and that. But yeah, you also can't live your life on that too and like worry about every little damn thing. Like I almost died in a car crash, so it's like I should never get in a car again. I'm sure some people have that, and like sometimes some people react to trauma different ways, and like some people get way over scared about shit. You know, you could die. Like me, I look at it as like fuck. It's hard. I swear I don't have COVID, but it's like any time you could die any second. So some people look at that as like, oh, live life to the fullest. I don't know. To me, I've not had either one. I've just kind of been like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but I'm not. It's not like motivating me to go out and live like a better life. I don't fucking know. So like, I guess everything's relative.
To Nova Teaching School and found herself on a plane to Japan. She had signed up to Nova, Japan's largest private English school, which recruits adults from around the world to teach the language in both Osaka and Tokyo. Nova is considered to be a prestigious assignment, and Lindsay was one of the lucky few who managed to grab a spot. After touching down in Tokyo, Lindsay was finally assigned to Koiwa, a district in the Edogawa ward of Tokyo, and she would quickly find both comfort and excitement in her surroundings. Located only 17 minutes away from Akihabara and 22 minutes away from Asakusa,
Akihabara, that's in, I guess that's near Tokyo, yeah? Is that like kind of like a, whatever, we got different things like that outside, like the major, like suburb? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is that like a suburb of Tokyo? Is that where the Akihabara, is that the place where like all the like otaku shit is at? I can't remember. Like, you know, like where they have all like the maid cafes and all that shit. I'm just trying to think off my head.
a plethora of sites, activities and fun things to do near Koiwa. Whether you're there for food, parks, shopping.
Okay. I like those deer. I was watching somebody, was it MXR or Genie that went over there and got attacked by the deer or something? Somebody, I was watching like those deer. I guess that's why you got to bow to them. I don't know. I just find it funny. Like I would never walk up to a deer and be like, it's not. It's just funny to me, you know. But whatever. I would have kicked that deer in its fucking antlers. Fuck you, deer. Fuck you to hell. I wouldn't mind going to Japan, like, and trying some of the food or something like that, you know. But it'll never happen for two reasons. I'm poor, crippled, and I'm not getting on a goddamn death machine airplane, and I'm not getting on a floating death machine, a boat. So unless there's a teleporter, that's not going to happen.
Temples, or just a good drink, Tokyo has it all.
They have it all.
She had found herself in one of the most interesting cities that the world has to offer, and she was loving it. She decided to move a little further east from Tokyo's centre to a place called Chiba. Here, the rent was cheaper. She also moved in with two other teachers, both of them also working at Nova School, and very quickly, the three would become friends. And soon after, Lindsay's time in Tokyo started to fly by. Although she was loving her time away from home, Lindsay often still thought about home. She had a loving family, a large group of friends, and a boyfriend back in England. And so with that said, the homebird often kept in contact through Facebook, Skype, text, and phone call. It was 6 months into her stay in Tokyo in March 2007 that Lindsay had an awkward encounter. She had finished work for the day and travelled back to Chiba Station.
I heard a
collecting
lot
her
of
bike.
people have awkward encounters in
As she was
Japan with
unlocking her
men.
bike,
Like I hear
a man
they're
approached
like
her from
full
behind.
on like
When she
weirdo.
turned around, the man
Like
greeted
there's like
her
all
by
this like
saying,
grabbing
"You are my
on
English
the
teacher."
train and shit.
Lindsay
like,
was confused by the situation.
I wouldn't want to
She
go
was
over
sure
there
that
as
he
like
was
a
not one of
woman,
her students.
especially a white
She
woman.
awkwardly
That's got to
declined
be
to
like
comment, but the
even
man
more.
continued following
I
her.
would be looked at and be
She
like,
jumped
"What's
on
this
her
guy
bike and
doing
began to
here?"
cycle
You know,
away.
and I'd be
But
like,
still, the man followed her.
you know, I'd say
She sped
sometimes
up.
like, "Baka!"
His walking turned
Like I don't
into
know that
jogging,
many Japanese.
and then
You
his
would think I would
jogging
learn
into
more
running.
with all the
And with
Japanese
Chiba's many
shit that
roads
I've
and
been around
intersecting
like over the
walkways,
years.
it was
but-
almost impossible for Lindsay to escape him. He continued to strike a conversation, asking Lindsay where she was from and where she studied. She still tried to shake him off though. She eventually reached her apartment, and this is where she stopped her bike. The man was known as Katsuya Ichihashi, and he had been running after Lindsay.
Man, look. They always, like, oh my god, like, always, like, he look, Like, if you want to pull out, like I was talking about yesterday, that girl was like, he looks like a normal guy. Why would you think he would do something? And now this motherfucker, all his pictures are like, look, this dude right here. Like, if you seen this motherfucker coming at you in an anime, your ass will be fucking scared. Like, he's like a fucking killer. This is like some Hisoka looking shit in his eyes. You know? God damn. So it's like, come on, does he not have a picture where he looks normal? Come on.
For the entire duration back home. When he finally caught up with her, he had a proposal to make. And despite his strange performance, the offer was simple and innocent enough. Tetsuya asked Lindsay if she would be interested in providing him English lessons. He felt like he needed a little bit of help with the language. They could meet in a cafe and he'd pay her generously by the hour. Lindsay politely refused. Her work schedule was busy enough, and the time she did have off was on her own terms, having fun.
This is, okay. I get this. As a man who has been rejected before, which, like, I think most every man has been, right? It sucks. Like, regardless of the situation. I mean, one time I went on this internet date with this, not an internet date, like, I was like a, you know, like a internet, a site, right? A dating site, right? And then we went out, like, and then I'm not saying, I'm not that pretty. I used to be skinnier, and I used to not be crippled, and I used to have my teeth. So, at this point, so I went out with this girl, right? And, like, her picture online, she looked all right. And let's get the fact, like, the beauty and all that shit is not the only driving force in dating someone, right? But, unfortunately, with that, that's all you kind of know, and it's kind of hard to get, like, personality over the internet, especially in chatting without, like, I think we might have talked on the phone before we met. So, I don't know, she was weird, too, like, I don't know, something about it, right? I think she was just wanting to fuck people or something. I don't know. And I was like, and I don't know, I guess she didn't feel no chemistry. I thought her date was okay. I tried to be, like, some of these girls are, like, really hesitant. Like, I'm like, I'll buy you dinner. I mean, it's not, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not, like, what experiences did they have with these? Because I went out with another girl, and I went out with her a few times. And she was like, all this talking about all this, like, oh, I had a bad experience, blah, blah, blah. So then, like, when she told me all this shit, so I'm all like, okay. So I'm going to be even more respectful. I'm not going to try and push boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to be any kind of aggressive or anything like that. Then she gets mad because I'm, like, not trying to do all this shit. And I'm like, look, I told her, I said, sure. Like, the first little bit, you talked about how you had so many bad experiences with guys that were just trying to do this and that. So, to me, that, I didn't take that as, like, that's what you want. I took that as, that's what I didn't like, and I don't want that. So, I was trying to be more respectful. And then she's like, oh, okay, I didn't think about that. Because that's how dumb some people are. Male or female, right? So, I went out with this girl, and I was not very attracted to her. But then I asked her, I was all like, oh, you want to try again? I was thinking, we'll see how it goes, right? And I guess, like, I don't know, maybe I'm different, like, than some people, like, I hear this, like, I guess it's true, like, some people know, like, almost immediately, we're not connecting, so fuck it, it's not worth it. I don't necessarily look at it that way. I think, because I've had people, one of my best friends that I used to could not stand them, I was like, no way, and then something happened, and I started being their friend, and then they became one of my best friends, and I'm like, and I would not have thought of that. And I guess friends versus, I don't know, I guess I look at it different. Like, I would want to be friends with the person I'm dating. Like, I don't know why these people, like, it's like a wrong thing. I don't know. So, in the moment, I get being rejected and being like, and you're like, bitch, what the fuck you rejected me? Like, and acting that way, right? That's a human thing. Now, when you cross the line into Elliot Rogers, like, fucking, like, super incel territory, and it becomes, like, all you focus on, or you can't just, even if it upsets you and it makes you mad in the moment, you need to take, and you need to take this, and you need to say, okay, fuck it, maybe somebody else will want to do this, right? I get it. You, like, I think it also, and I think people that go way too, it's like I said before, they got some sort of mental illness component to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people have this, you know, and if it's something, like, clearly people that go above and beyond, and where this is probably going, the killer, I'm assuming he's gonna kill her, like, no spoilers, but I'm pretty sure this guy kills this girl, or he kills some girl, or somebody in this, right? Okay? So, yeah, that's when you cross the line versus just being a dude that's down on his luck. Like, and then you fester in this shit. Like, that's the problem with the whole incel community. They're not wrong in some aspects of the thing, but then they fester it and turn into this hatred and say this is all women, and then a lot of them like blame, like, guess what? Sometimes it's not the woman's fault that you're a fucking loser or you don't connect or you don't know how to talk to a woman or act, or that's not their fault just because they don't want that, just because you think you're that great. You know, so yeah, and then of course when you go around and you want to kill people for this shit, that's when you definitely cross the line and it's super crazy. All right, that's my TED talk about that. Continue.
Tatsuya was disappointed, but he did seem to accept her answer.
Okay, that's how he should have took it. I don't know why this goes out of control, but let's see.
It was here though that he asked her one final strange question. He was thirsty after pretty much chasing Lindsay throughout the streets of Chiba. He asked her if she would politely provide him a glass of water in her apartment. Lindsay was hesitant, but reluctantly she did allow him into the apartment.
Don't mean to blame the woman here, but yeah, like this guy kind of came off creepy vibes. Like she should have said, I know it's hard. Like you don't want to be an asshole, but sometimes you got to be a fucking like fuck no, like or just lie to him. I don't have any water. I don't have any glasses. And then if he wants to act crazy, and I know it's a different. I'm a man. Like I know there's different situations, right? I know, like. But yeah, you should never have let him in your house. I feel this is going downhill. Or you should have said, well, you wait out here, I can bring you a glass of water. You know? I don't know. Like, yeah, definitely, like, Or she should have said, yeah, that's what she should have done. She should have just been like, yeah, I'll go get you a glass. You wait out here. Ran inside, locked the door, and said, fuck him. Because while I'm not a fan of ghosting people, this guy deserved to be ghosted. She didn't know him. I get mad when people that know people and actually had... Like, even if you went on, like, a few dates, like, I think ghosting is kind of shit. Like, you should at least tell the person, right? Now, if you're just talking online and, you know, or flirting on Tinder and you just quit talking, fine, that's not a big deal. But, like, or if you've been in I had a girl try to ghost me that we were, like, in a relationship and dated. She thought I was just going to, like, we've been going out for, like, 4 or 5 months or something like that, like, and been intimate and everything and yada. More than just a hookup, more, like really, we know each other. So she was just going to pretend, like, and then I was supposed to get it because she didn't talk to me for a couple of days. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. Which she was technically crazy because she was diagnosed. I even actually went to visit her in a mental hospital one time. I know. I'm fucking stupid. Deal with it.
Sure, he was a strange man, and he did make her feel uncomfortable.
Sure, strange
but
man.
She had 2 roommates.
Uncomfortable. Come on in.
This was a good opportunity to indirectly show the man that she did have company at all times. And it was an opportunity for her friends to see his face.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I made a snap judgment. I get what he's saying here now, and maybe I even get her point. It wasn't her house all alone, but still. Maybe she thought it would be a deterrent. Okay, I get it. But sometimes the people are going to go crazy. And of course you can't expect, just because some dude's weirdo, you can't expect he's going to be a crazy murderer.
Ever come up again in the future. They entered the apartment together, and it was inside her apartment while having his drink that he made the offer again. It came with a price tag this time. He'd pay Lindsay 3,500 yen or $32 an hour, and the interaction would be strictly business. This was an offer Lindsay couldn't refuse.
This motherfucker's in the goddamn mafia, isn't he?
Although Nova was helping her get by in Tokyo, she could do with some extra cash, and this was easy money. She agreed to his request, deciding to meet him at a coffee shop a few days later. Tatsuya was appreciative, and he thanked Lindsay for the offer. Before he'd leave her apartment though, he wanted to give her one last thing. He whipped out a pen from his back pocket and grabbed some scrap paper, and then he started scribbling something. A few moments later, he handed her the note. It was a sketch he had just drawn. One of Lindsay. And along the sketch was his name and his phone number. Tatsuya Ichihashi was a 28-year-old man from the city of Ichikawa, also located in
Bro, that's another picture. He looks fucking deranged in it.
Chiba Prefecture. He was born in Gifu Prefecture on the 5th of January 1979, and initially grew up there before moving to Chiba. He was born into a successful family. His father was a medical doctor at a local hospital in Chiba, while his mother was also...
I think that's a problem with like the Japanese, like this last generation of a lot of the Japanese. Like a lot of them were, I think we also have this problem in America. Like a lot of successful parents, their kids have kind of gone downhill. Like I think we gotten too soft with them, and so they're kind of like...
also a professional dentist. In his younger years, Tatsuya had ambitions to follow his father's footsteps in becoming a medical doctor. But when he failed his exams and was denied in advancing his studies, he settled for a degree from the Department of Horticulture. He graduated from Chiba University in 2005.
Well, it's
And
still
although he passed
something,
his degree
right?
relatively well,
Oh, I got a notification. Oh, I thought that dude replied to my tweet or something. I thought I was gonna have to get hostile. See if there's anything else while I'm taking a Twitter break.
Tatsuya did not make effort to find any work. Instead, he lived on an allowance of 100,000 yen or $920 a month from his parents.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that much. Like, I don't know when was this? $920 doesn't sound like that much.
And this is where we learn a little more about the dark half of Tatsuya Ichihashi.
The Dark Triad.
Tatsuya had no previous convictions with the law, but he had been the subject of an allegation of prior theft and injury. Allegedly, he had assaulted a woman on the street during a robbery, but the matter had been settled out of court. It is alleged that his father paid the woman off with around 1 million yen or $10,000. He was also described as a loner with an obsession for physical fitness.
Damn. He definitely sounds like he could be like a Japanese incel.
Tatsuya regularly attended his local gym, and he often cycled over 25 kilometers every day. In addition to this, Tatsuya was known to be a little reclusive, rebellious, and had no intention to find any work. And with only
Jealous of this motherfucker, then.
$900 a month to get by, were weekly sessions at $35 an hour really that sustainable? Back to Lindsay's apartment.
Well, okay, we get you there, buddy. But clearly, Lindsay did not know that to start with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she should have took a minute and thought, well, this sounds too good to be true. But that's why he did it, you know? Like, every human has flaws. And it seemed like at first, she's like, we're meeting in public. I'm not going to your house, nothing like that, you know? So I don't know if... It seems like this guy... I guess that's why he had to go with the money. Because it seems like he wouldn't be that fucking charismatic, or like, you know, like there's people that are like Ted Bundy or something like that. Like they could maybe talk to a person, get him in that. He seems like he would definitely put off that vibe of like, I'm not going down a dark alley with this motherfucker. But let's see.
Though, after handing her the sketch with his name and his number, Tatsuya thanked Lindsay for her time and the glass of water. He wished her well, until they'd meet a few days later.
I will say, I think that, like, drawing a picture and stuff, like, that, I think a lot of girls would take that as, like, oh, yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? But who knows?
Fast forward several days, and it is now Saturday the 24th of March 2007. Lindsay had contacted Tatsuya a couple days prior, and they'd arranged for their first English lesson in a local coffee shop. CCTV captured the two conversing while in the queue to grab a drink. Lindsay seemed relatively
In the line?
but she did make clear steps backwards whenever Tatsuya moved too close. The pair sat and spoke for what is assumed to be a little over an hour, and progress was good. At the end of it though, Tatsuya awkwardly pointed out that he'd forgotten his money.
Oh.
No worries, he said. I only live half a mile down the road.
Oh, shit.
Why don't you come by and grab your money, and then be on your way? Lindsay agreed, and so the two hopped into a taxi. Lindsay hadn't brought a bike with her that day, and she also had work later on in the afternoon. So when she arrived at Tatsuya's, she asked the taxi driver if he'd be so kind to wait for her. He agreed, and so Lindsay followed Tatsuya into his apartment. Several minutes later though, Lindsay still hadn't returned. That's a little strange, the taxi driver thought, but maybe she's had a change of plans. No worries, and so on that note, he left, completely forgetting about the incident.
Damn.
Lindsay failed to show up to work late that afternoon, however.
He had a
even worse,
trap for
she
her,
never
didn't
made
he?
it back to her apartment either. Her housemates, already noting that she wasn't at work that day, started to worry about Lindsay. They called the police later that night to report her missing. But Saturday turned into Sunday, and
Yeah, I don't know how. Did she not tell him what she was planning on doing? It seemed like it'd have been quick to find that guy, but maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't like tell him, "Hey, I'm gonna go meet this weirdo guy," or give him too much information. You know what I'm saying? Plus, the taxi driver, kind of like you said, you probably wouldn't think nothing of it at the time. Let's see. Like, it's all a lot of shit you can always look back on, like what's it called? Not secondhand, but fuck. Sometimes I'm losing my thought. I can't think like I used to. Hindsight. Fuck. In hindsight, you'd be like, why did the taxi driver go like being like, hey, what's going on? You know. Also, it seemed like that dude. Like to me, it seemed like it wouldn't have been a good time to do this. You know, it wouldn't be a good time for this because it does seem like it would have opened him up to, like, he was seen by the taxi driver dropped him off, you know, so it seems like it's like it'd been better off to get her to come some other time. Who knows, but I guess that's probably why all this shit goes. We gotta watch.
Sunday turned into Monday. The family and friends of Lindsay back home in the United Kingdom were already starting to grow worried over her radio silence. It was only after Monday, though, when she missed her second day of work, that panic really started to set in. The school contacted her parents to let them know that she had now missed 2 days in a row, and straight after that they contacted the police. It was only then, though, that the police started taking Lindsay's disappearance a little more seriously. Police search efforts started at Lindsay's home, and her housemates were the first to be interviewed. And with luck, they already had a suspect in mind. They knew that Lindsay went to see a man in a coffee shop shortly before she disappeared, and she'd also left his sketch back in the apartment. This was their first clue. It was around 5:40 p.m. that 2 officers were dispatched to Tatsuya's home, but after knocking on his door, no one answered it. His neighbours, though, were at home, and kindly, they let officers peer over from the balcony and into Tatsuya's living room. There were no lights on in the property, but there did appear to be somebody lurking around inside. And weirdly enough, his detachable bathtub had been moved from the bathroom to the balcony.
What? This
On
is
a
a
hunch, the
thing?
2 officers called for backup.
A detachable bathtub? What the fuck? Is that a thing in Japan? Never in my fucking life have I heard of that. A detachable fucking bathtub? I was watching this anime. It's kind of a cute anime on Netflix. It's like this little kid moves in this apartments. And I guess they talked about like some apartments didn't have showers or baths or something. Like you had to go to like a bathhouse to take a. I'm like, what? Like, that's not a thing in America. Even the cheap, shittiest houses, you have to have like some sort of shower. Unless you're like, I know there's like maybe like hotels where kind of like dorms, you know, where like your room doesn't have the thing. I don't know, but I guess Japan's totally different because I think a lot of their shit was kind of built like that to start with, so I don't know.
They were worried that maybe Lindsay was inside being held hostage, and within the hour, 7 more officers arrived. 3 hours and 9 officers later, and police were getting ready to raid Tatsuya's home. It was then in a surprise moment that Tatsuya opened his front door, with a rucksack in bare feet. In that split moment of panic, Tatsuya stormed past police. They tried to grab him but only managed to get his rucksack. Tatsuya himself slipped by. They didn't manage to keep up with Tatsuya either.
Was this motherfucker a ninja? I know that sounds racist because it's Japanese, but goddamn, there were 7 of them and they couldn't catch this dude?
The building's hallways being so narrow and confusing, he managed to get by. And with police officers lacking any radio equipment, they lost all sight of the man.
What year did this take place? There's no way. Like, a fucking 30 years ago, they had radio equipment. What the fucking police in Japan don't, like, have, like, radio? I mean, I get they might not have had cell phones. This happened before them, but goddamn, you couldn't have said, hey, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah.
So, in the middle of Tokyo City, Tatsuya vanished into the night. It was as if the man had literally disappeared into thin air, because Tatsuya was nowhere to be found.
No data? What the fuck?
Police officers investigating his
Excellent.
property just moments later would be in for a gruesome scene.
Oh, shit.
There they had found the naked body of Lindsay Hawker. She was found buried in Tatsuya's detachable bathtub, which he had moved himself to the balcony. The tub had been filled with a mixture of sand and soil, almost entirely covering Lindsay, with only her right hand emerging from the surface.
Fucked up, man.
She had been bound and gagged, with plastic ties and scarves, and bruises were present across her upper body. In her final hour, she had been subjected to an extended assault, her possessions still scattered across the room. Along with the body, sand and soil in the balcony bathtub, it also contained a decomposing agent to speed up the process of decomposition.
This motherfucker planned this shit, right? Like, there's no way he didn't have that shit planned out, right? Like, he obviously didn't do a great job, but, like, he's gonna get, like, put her on his balcony and, like, decompose her like a fucking, you know, and bury her in his removable bathtub or whatever. Crazy. That's what's crazy. Like, sometimes these crazy people are crazy, but then they're also, you can't say that he's so crazy he didn't understand what he was doing, because clearly he obviously knew, like, while he's crazy, he wasn't so crazy that he could use insanity as a defense, because clearly he thought this out and knew it was wrong on some level, or he wouldn't have tried to hide the body. Like, the dude, like, I watched a video about one of these incel dudes in Canada, went, like, he was, like, telling the cops, like, straight out, I was like, yeah, I was doing my duty as the incel captain, or whatever bullshit he was saying. Like, that could be argued, he, you know, a little bit better than this. Like, this dude, this thing's premeditated as fuck, too. Like, I don't know, did he pick this, like, part of me wonders if he ever saw this girl before, even before he approached her that day. Maybe he had noticed her and had developed some sort of weird, like, you know, attraction or, like, longing or something like that for her. And then, like, he kind of came up with this plan. He's like, oh, maybe I can get her to teach me English or say that's what I want. And then I'll offer her money. And then I mean, it seems more than just, like, random woman walking in the street, let me grab her ass, you know? And maybe he was even planning this thing out specifically before, but not necessarily, maybe he hadn't picked the target yet. Because that's how a lot of times this goes. People, like, think things out and, like, plan them even if they haven't had a target. It's like, if I was going to do it, this is how I was going to do it. So maybe that's what happened. It's still
And
fucked
flower
up. I feel
seeds
bad
were
for the
placed
poor
on
girl.
top to disguise the bathtub as a flower bed. The seeds eventually would be feeding off Lindsay's body.
Damn.
To add to the harrowing discovery, it was also strangely noted that Tatsia had shaved all of Lindsay's hair off of her head. Police would also discover several wigs in Tatsia's apartment, alleging that perhaps he was a crossdresser. This quickly became public knowledge, and soon after, rumours even started circulating to suggest that maybe Tatsia had killed Lindsay to wear her hair as a wig. By the
Jesus, this is like some fucking. Have you ever seen Silence of the Lambs? You know, what was it? What was not Cowboy? What was the dude? Bill, Buffalo Bill. I think that's what they went by. Like, you know, he was gonna, like, wear the girl's skin because he was like, I don't even want to say, like, I don't know, something. I don't know. He's fucked up, but, like, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, he wanted to be a woman or something. Maybe, I don't know. Like, so is that what they're yelling? That's what they're kind of insinuating here. I don't know. That's pretty fucked up. Like, did they find her hair though? Like if you were gonna do that, like, you need like a bit. Like, if you just shaved her, I don't know. I guess I don't know, because I guess maybe you can make wig. I don't know. Just, it's like a little bit of a disturbing thing. Like, I mean, I'm not to be surprised that some of this shit happened. I've seen some fucked up shit in my time. Not necessarily always in public, but, like, and heard shit and all this, you know. But yeah, it's still kind of freaky.
The next morning, Tatsuya Ichihashi was officially a wanted man across all of Japan.
You think?
Police distributed wanted posters across the city. His face was shown across multiple news sites. Interviews given to anyone who may have potential information. And raids were witnessed at locations of possible sightings of the suspect. But despite all efforts, just like a ghost, Tatsuya was nowhere to be seen. Hardly any sightings of the man were reported over the following weeks. In fact, all of them turned into dead ends. Police were so keen to capture the suspect, though, that they decided to release photoshopped images of Tatsuya wearing wigs, just in case he was out in drag. But Tatsuya was good at remaining unnoticed.
Oh shit,
In fact, he
man!
was so
I'm not
good
gonna
at
get a
evading
job
police that his
photoshopping people
disappearance
with
turned
wigs
from weeks into months,
from the police.
into years.
They had Photoshop, but they didn't have fucking radios.
And this frustrated Lindsay's family, because in addition to the relentless pain that they had to experience from the loss of their daughter, was the feeling that her killer got away.
True.
It was not just that, but they also felt that Japanese police were growing lazy and sloppy in their investigations.
Damn. Well,
It angered Lindsay's parents so much actually that, just months after her death, the two would travel to Japan and single-handedly assist in raising awareness of Lindsay's killer. Her father, Bill, even met members of the Japanese mafia, the Yakuza, in a bar, giving them 2 bottles of whiskey as a present before asking them for their help.
Holy shit, this motherfucker went on an arc, didn't he? He's like, I'm gonna fucking recruit the Yakuza to fucking kill this motherfucker for me. Goddamn, that's some hardcore shit. He's like, the fucking... I wonder, like, this is, you know, this is pure speculation. You know, like, Japanese in general, they're not really that... They're not... Like, it's kind of crazy because they kind of like a lot of, like, the culture of, like, different places, like, even America and stuff. But I hear they're still pretty xenophobic, you know, like, gaijin, outsider, you know, whatever. You know, they're still kind of like that, you know, which... You know, people accuse, like, people in America or white people in general, like, so it's not like we're the only, it's like the only people that can act like that. So I wonder if maybe that was some underlying thing. Would they have, if this was a Japanese girl that got killed? I don't know. Maybe that's also what they were thinking. I don't know. You know, that's pure speculation. But yeah, it's, and I think anytime though, like, anybody, if your daughter or kid got killed in some sort of weird fucked up, even if it wasn't that weird and fucked up, right? And you felt like not enough was being done. Like, I think a lot of people would feel that way. Because let's face the facts, like, law enforcement is limited and a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. Also, that leads to a problem that used to happen here in America. I'm like, people with scapegoat motherfuckers. They're like, we got to solve this crime. Let's get a little bit enough. And then people are so, like, in it. Hopefully it doesn't happen as much as it used to. But it definitely happened. People have been misconvicted because of that.
And as time went on, Japanese police soon found themselves in the centre of the spotlight. How did 9 police officers let one man slip by?
I agree with that. That seems kind of ridiculous. Like, did he, like, Spider-Man his way out of there? Like, what?
Why did they take a month to quiz vital witnesses? And did they know that their wanted poster had a picture 7 years out of date? Police and the Hawker family would slowly start to argue against each other, and soon British and Japanese media were involved too.
Damn, that does seem like there was some real sloppy ass police work by the Japanese police there. If all this shit's true, obviously, we're gonna go with the exception. What he said is true, but it, like, didn't always happen.
And while all of this was happening, Tatsuya was still out there. He had actually travelled across most of Japan during his time on the run. Ranging from Aomori, one of the most northern cities on Japan's main island, right down to the southern island of Okinawa, Tatsuya had remained unnoticed. He even lived on a remote island in a concrete bunker at times to avoid detection too. A year after Lindsay's death in 2008, and right through 2009, Tatsuya found himself in Osaka. Located 250 miles west of Tokyo, Osaka is a large port city and a commercial centre to Honshu. It's known for its modern architecture, nightlife, and hearty street food. It was during this time that Tatsuya routinely lived in internet cafes and worked on construction sites to get by. With the money that he could save up, he would put that towards plastic surgery to change his appearance and avoid being caught by the law. However, he had actually already changed his appearance through self-mutilation ever since becoming wanted by the law. He'd cut off his moles, used scissors to cut off part of his lower lip, and eventually sewed a thread through his nose to alter its shape. By the summer of 2009, police were painfully desperate to find Tatsuya. It was here that the National Police Agency raised the cash reward for information leading to the arrest of him from 1 million to 10 million yen. They also released a new statement advising it was believed that Tatsuya had plastic surgery performed to his face to alter his appearance, and that people should be on the lookout for resemblances of Tatsuya's special identifications. And it worked, because in October 2009, a plastic surgeon located in Nagoya informed police that he believed that he had just worked on Tatsuya. Tatsuya had foolishly accepted to take a before and after picture of his operation. The same photos would be shared with police and eventually the world. This rattled Tatsuya. He knew that the newly released photos by police had blown his cover. In fact, it was so successful that one of his colleagues back at a construction site in Osaka recognized him. Tatsuya knew that he had to get out of Osaka and hide fast. His plan was as he had done before in several other close calls. Flee to Okinawa and take refuge in one of the abandoned concrete bunkers found across its many remote islands. On the 10th of November 2009, he discreetly fled to Osaka's ferry port. 3 days of keeping his head low on a slow ferry to Okinawa, and he would finally be in a much safer position away from justice. But before he could even reach the boat, Tatsuya's luck would finally run out.
Uh-oh.
A worker at the ferry port had actually recognised his face and informed security that this could very well be the Ichihashi. And they were right, because only moments later, Tatsuya came face to face with a handful of officers. They asked him for his name, and at this stage he knew it was over. He told them, yes, I am Tatsuya Ichihashi. The game was over.
Why did he use his ninja
He was then
skills and
formally arrested
escape?
by police and was initially charged with abandoning a body. He would later be served 2 more warrants for rape and murder,
Okay.
and it would take 8 months for him to finally meet his jury. On the 4th of July 2011, his trial began, and with the outcome pretty certain from the very beginning, deliberation wouldn't last long. A lot of attention was focused on how Japan's court system would punish Tatsuya.
But he looks a lot like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker right here. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but we'll see. Let me put a picture up. Night Stalker. I don't know if it's like intentional or not. Let's see. God damn, why can't I just open a fucking image in a goddamn tab? Like, I don't want the whole website. But. Can I not? Or is it going to open the whole website? Open image. There we go. That's the vibe. That's the vibes I get. I don't know if anybody knows. I don't know if it was anything of his intention, or like. I mean, this is Japan too, so I don't know how much they know. You know what I'm saying? Or if that's just me seeing it that way, but I think he looks like him. And even more so, like,
Although Japan does enforce the death penalty, not a lot of single-person murderers find it to be their fate. But Tatsuya was a well-publicised man in the media, and many voices supported the idea. During his trial, Tatsuya admitted that he enticed Lindsay into his apartment, raped her, and then strangled her because he feared neighbours would hear her scream and call the police. On the 21st of July 2011, Tatsuya Ichihashi was officially sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of Lindsay Hawker. And although Lindsay's family had asked for the death penalty for Tatsuya, the court felt that the death penalty was not appropriate as he had no previous convictions. And at the age of 32, there was still a chance that he could one day become rehabilitated.
I have my doubts.
The trial would not come without its fair share of new devastation and pain to Lindsay's family, however. Not only would they have to relive her final moments,
Yeah, I
again,
can
but they
imagine.
would also
Like,
have to see new images of Lindsay's body.
yeah, God, that's
Something they
graphic.
regret
Oh my
ever
God,
seeing.
that would be hard, man.
Following Tatsuya's sentence, Lindsay's parents shared the following.
This shit ain't easy for an average person.
Much less like if that's your
We've
own
waited a long
child
time
or
for today.
something.
We've waited 4.5 years for justice. Lindsay loved Japan, and you have not let her down. Ichihashi, you have taken away a precious life, destroyed a whole existence, and stolen countless memories from us. The verdict, which puts Tatsuya behind bars for life, was welcomed by most people in the nation, and Tatsuya himself accepting his own fate.
Well, what's he gonna fucking do at that point? I don't know. Like, I guess there's like there's ways. I mean, I know they probably have some sort of like appeals process like we have here. Did her dad get the fucking yakuza to get murder him in prison though? Like it seemed like he was down for some like fucking like vigilante justice.
Shortly before trial, Tatsuya had actually authored and published a book confessing to Lindsay's murder. Most of his biography describing how he'd spent 2.5 years on the run and what he had to do to avoid detection. The book, which was named Until I Was Arrested, was offered with all royalties and profits to Lindsay's family, and over 100,000 copies would sell worldwide. But Lindsay's family rejected the offer, and despite Tatsuya's strange attempts at a good deed, nothing could bring them back their daughter. Lindsay was well loved, successful, cheerful, and irreplaceable.
Obviously, all of that shit is true, but as somebody who has suffered a physical harm, like not death, obviously, because I'm still fucking alive, like with my car crash, like, and it's so fucked up. Society works this way. They should have took the money. I'm just saying, like, uh, even if they didn't, like, even if they didn't want to take it for themselves, they should have found some way to donate. They could have donated it to some sort of organization that helps investigate shit like this or something. It doesn't take away, and it's not. I don't even look at it as him making up for what he's done. Right? I just look at it as something, something that maybe positive can come out of something that was so negative. Right? It's so hard for me to do because it's like obviously been best for everybody if this never would have happened. Clearly, but sometimes you have to deal with the hand that's dealt, and unfortunately, the way society works, money helps with things, because I'm sure they spent a lot of money trying to do all this, and I guess they were fairly affluent, but still, like, I would say, like, it's like the people that sued OJ and got all his money, like, it's abhorrent, but you're saying, like, you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Nothing can bring them back, but, like, I don't know if it makes you feel better or what, I don't know. I don't know, it's fucked up, like, to me, though, like, I think in my case, that's more if you're like, because, like, that money can actually benefit me in the future. So I don't know, but it's still pretty fucked up.
She was in the middle of an incredible experience abroad, doing good by teaching others a valuable new skill. And in the end, it was her kindness that was used against her by a strange, heartless man. She will be dearly missed by her parents, her sisters, and all of her friends. Thank you so much for watching another video today by Coffee House Crime, and thank you for supporting me in my other videos too. To all of you coming back for more, I really appreciate you and your enthusiasm. This channel is growing so fast, and I'm so glad that we're all here growing it together. If you found this case interesting, then please remember to leave this video a like, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to Coffee House Crime, it does help me out. And if anyone is interested, you can also support me over on Patreon. I'll leave a link to that down below where you can see the benefits you get by being a member. Thank you again for watching today, folks, and as always, I'll be right here behind this camera, waiting for you in the next one. Until then though, look after each other. Goodbye.
Thanks, coffee house guy. I don't know what his real name is. Sorry. Sorry, I got a Twitter arc on. I would put it on screen like I said, but I can't because of my love for thoughts.
Sorry, well, how long have we been on? 2.5 hours. That's interesting shit, though, man. It's fucked up, but it's interesting. Maybe we need to watch some. We need like a palate cleanser, guys. I was like, that don't sound too cute. That's
Just a stupid boulder.
It's not just a boulder.
Alright, we're gonna turn the audio off. Because I don't know if that shit might get me caught. That was like some SpongeBob and shit. Meow. You gotta have a palate cleanser. Oh, look at that poor baby deer. What the fuck? Ah! Is that a tiger? Or is that just a regular cat? Oh, it's just a regular cat. What the hell is that? That's a little mousey? Oh, a little rabbit? A rabbit? What's it eating? Two little rabbits? Eating? What the fuck is it? Oh, it's not a banana. I didn't know rabbits ate bananas. I guess they'll eat anything if you give it to them. I'm sure in the wild, they really can't get bananas, right? Like, it's not a thing. Climbing up, eating banana. Oh, look at that! Look at the dog's jump rope. That's impressive. I'll give him credit for that shit. Let's see. That giant belly's not cute. What the fuck's up with that? That dog's like, get the fuck, give me that pencil. It's a pen. I'm like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." What the? That's not cute. Possums are not cute. That is not cute. That's fucking gross. That's not cute. That thing looked like it attacked him. That's cute. Oh, that's a pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. Pretty kitty. What's that? What's that? Soft kitty, brown kitty, and a brown fur. Oh, I didn't know cats would eat strawberries. Well, maybe it just goes back to what I just said about bunny rabbits. I didn't know they'd eat bananas, but I guess if you give them a fucking banana, they'll fucking eat it, right? Oh, what's that meme with Charlie? Oh, look at that. See, this shit's cute sometimes. God damn it, quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Why is everything a web PH now? It's bullshit. Okay, cool. Where's the more disheveled looking one? Oh, it's like little baby goat. Baby goat. Baby goat. Baby goat. Goat. One that's trying to. That one's pretty good with the microphone in the way, though. What picture did I end up getting? Shit. Damn, I need a bigger fucking version of that shit. That's ridiculous. Fuck, is there not a bigger version of this image? Excuse me. Is there not a way? No, I don't want the GIF. I just want the. No, it's gotta be bigger, like a fucking. Jesus Christ, bigger, bigger image. I'm looking for an image, bigger. I don't want it as a GIF. I just want it as like a regular, like a JPEG or something, or GIF. Like I don't know. I don't know what people are supposed to say. I'm like, there we go. Well, there's two. That's not the image I want. Fuck. I know which one I want, but I need it to be bigger. There we go. Alright, this one works. This one is kind of good. Oh, look at that. That's a cute little puppy dog. Oh, oh, oh. So much better. Okay, well, let's see. Now we gotta find this other one. I'll tell you what, it takes me more time fucking photoshopping as I gotta find the pictures of people. Okay, that looks. He looks pretty fucked up in that one too. I shouldn't have the sunglasses on, but that's what it is. He looks kind of fucked, so that works.
Let's see. Shocking case of Lisa Montgomery.
In 70 years to be executed in America. But was her case fully understood? My name's Adrian, and we're here today to talk about the case of Bobby Jo Stinnett and her killer, Lisa Montgomery. Yeah, if hearing about messed up cases is your kind of thing, this one's for you. So grab a coffee and sit back. Let's investigate.
True. Yeah, fuck it, it's good. Right.
The story begins in Skidmore, Missouri. Now, Skidmore is a very interesting place. It doesn't have the population of a small town, more like the population of an aeroplane, 250 inhabitants.
That is small.
And that's mostly because it's a farming community nestled deep in the prairies of Missouri. But what's more interesting is the history that it holds. In just 3 decades, Skidmore had a local dictator, a murder, a second murder, and then a disappearance. And remember, this is all with only a population of 250. And today we're looking at the town's second murder, Bobby Jo Stinnett. And for Bobby Jo, her story begins where it ends. She was born on December the 4th, 1981 in Skidmore. Not a lot is known about Bobby's past, but elders in the town described her as a quiet yet happy girl as a child. While growing up,
God
Bobby
damn
met
it,
Seb
man.
at
Sometimes
school, and the two
fucking
became childhood
Photoshop
sweethearts.
bullshit
And
pisses
in
me off.
2003, they both married in a local church to the town. They had great hope for the future. They dreamed about selling their small rental cottage and building themselves a larger home, one that would house both them and their children in the future. And a few months later, part of that dream would come true. In April 2004, Bobby Jo fell pregnant. They were both ecstatic and expecting the baby sometime January the following year. Seb worked for a local manufacturing plant for Kawasaki in Maryville, and Bobby Jo had a few home-time hustles, one of them including breeding and selling rat terrier dogs. So by December 2004, the baby was well on its way. Bobby Jo was 8 months pregnant, and she was still breeding and selling her rat terrier dogs. She would advertise them online.
He said she was
and
still
part of her
breeding.
business
I was
would be
thinking
to keep
he
a
meant she
report
was
through an
breeding
online
herself.
chat room dedicated to rat terrier dogs called Ratter Chatter. Sounds catchy. Other members of the Ratter Chatter group knew Bobby Jo for her sweet and caring nature. They would talk about their passion for rat terriers, but also shared interest in each other's lives outside of dog breeding. It was a small online community, and in those forums, sometime back in mid-2004, she announced to everyone in the forum that she was pregnant and expecting a baby the following January. And around the same time, another member of the forum celebrated that she too was pregnant and expecting. Her name was Lisa Montgomery, and she was from Melvin, Kansas, expecting a baby.
Oh, is this that
sometime
great? Oh
in
my god,
December
I think I remember
2004.
something about this.
Other members of the group, though, they were suspicious of Lisa's claims. Lisa was still participating in dog shows, and others noticed that she didn't seem to be gaining a baby bump, especially as the pregnancy drew closer. Bobby Jo, however, had no reason to be distrusting of Lisa Montgomery. She'd met Lisa, after all, at dog shows previously that year. The two often would talk about the highs and lows of pregnancy, babies' names, and things they'd buy for the babies after they gave birth. In November 2004, Jason Dawson received an email from a woman called Darlene Fisher. Jason was a breeder of rat terriers, and also through his job was a friend of Bobby's, meeting her at dog shows and also through the online forum. Jason had never met Darlene before, but it was normal for him to receive emails from strangers, usually inquiring about adopting puppies. Darlene asked Jason if he knew of anyone in northern Missouri who had puppies up for adoption, as she wanted to give her kids one for Christmas. Not cool, by the way. A dog's for life, not just for Christmas. Jason knew Bobby had a dog who had just had puppies, and they'd be ready to go to new homes for mid-December, so he recommended Bobby to Darlene. He gave Bobby's details to her that afternoon. So Darlene eventually got in touch with Bobby through the Ratter Chatter forum, and she sent an email to her which read, "I was recommended to you by Jason Dawson, and have been unable to reach you either by phone or email. Please get in touch with me soon, as we're considering the purchase of one of your puppies and would like to ask you a few questions. Bobby Joe later replied to Fisher that evening, writing, "Hi Darlene, I've emailed you with the directions so we can meet. I do hope that this email reaches you. Great chatting with you on Messenger, and do look forward to chatting with you tomorrow AM. Thanks, talk to you soon. Have a great evening, Bobby." The next day was December the 16th, and it was warm for a winter's morning, sun often breaking through the clouds. It was a Thursday, so Zeb went to his usual workplace in Maryville at Kawasaki Motors, leaving Bobby Joe at home with the dogs. Bobby was waiting for the arrival of Darlene Fisher. Nothing felt out of the ordinary for her. It was a usual day after all. And then at around 2:30 PM, Bobby heard a knock at the door. Bobby Joe answered the door,
they got me.
opening it not to Darlene Fisher but to Lisa Montgomery. She was startled, but before she could even react, Lisa barged her way in. Because, you see, Lisa was actually Darlene. She used a fake name to find out where Bobby lived. She overpowered the heavily pregnant woman as she forced her way inside the house. Things escalate very fast here. She pulled out some cord from the back of her pocket and started to strangle Bobby Joe,
Jesus Christ.
tightening it harder and harder the more that Bobby struggled. Seconds turned into minutes as Bobby's efforts turned limp. Lisa held her choke until there was movement no more. But Lisa wasn't necessarily here for Bobby's life. No, she was here for her baby. Lisa pushed Bobby onto her back and, with a kitchen knife, cut into a wound by slicing through her abdomen. But halfway through slicing her stomach open, Bobby regained consciousness.
Damn.
Think about this for a second. She regained consciousness to see another human being slicing her baby out of her
God
with a
damn.
knife. She was too weak to fight back, and once
Bro,
the cut
that's
was
some-
large enough,
That's some fucked
Lisa
up
pulls the baby
shit.
out of her
Like I
womb,
said, I know I've seen some fucked up
wrapped her
shit,
in a
but
blanket,
god damn, that's some
turned
fucked
around.
up shit.
and walked off, leaving Bobby Joe to die. An hour had passed, and Bobby's mum, Becky Harper, was in town at the local garage waiting for Bobby. Her truck needed to be repaired, so it was scheduled to be in at 3 PM for service on that day. But she hadn't heard from Bobby since the phone call earlier on. That's a little odd, she thought, so she walked to Bobby's house. And when she got there and opened the door, she walked into her worst nightmare. There she found Bobby Joe lying in a pool of her own blood. She was unconscious, and her fists were clenched, strands of long blonde hair stuck in their grasp. Becky screamed,
So
and she
fucked.
ran to the phone to dial 911. Operators later confirmed that Becky described the scene as though her pregnant daughter's stomach had exploded, and that there was no sign of an infant anywhere. Paramedics arrived almost immediately, but unfortunately they were not able to revive Bobby Joe.
Yeah, I mean, god.
She was pronounced dead at 4:27 PM.
Fuck
It was
up.
concluded, though, that the baby could still be alive, considering Bobby Joe was already 8 months
Small
pregnant.
plus.
Though the baby could be in severe distress following
Yeah,
the
you would think,
traumatic
because that
birth.
doesn't seem like a
And so,
fucking
with
good
knowledge
way.
that both a murderer and a kidnapped
Lunatic.
child were on the run,
Fuck!
the hunt to find Bobby's killer was on. Authorities started immediately, going around local residents' houses, knocking on their doors to ask if they'd seen anything suspicious that day. One resident claimed that they had seen an old red car parked outside Bobby's house at around 2:30 PM, and it's a car that they'd never seen before. An Amber Alert was put out for the missing baby, though it was difficult to fill a profile because no one knew what she looked like. News of Bobby's death spread like wildfire. Shockwaves were felt in the local communities, and the whole country heard of Bobby's horrific death. Although the killer was not known, she was then nicknamed as Womb Raider. Not sure how I feel about that name. People in the Ratchat community learned of the news too. In fact,
This community name is such a fucked up name. Like, it's so stupid in the middle of this goddamn thing. It's kind of putting me off. It's like Reddit. Like, what the fuck? But, like, it's seriously, like, it's ridiculous of me to take it this way. But goddamn, it's fucking annoying. Like, who the fuck came up with that? Goddamn, man, this woman's a lunatic. Like, insane. Like, like you're telling me that this woman, like, this is what I'm talking about. Mental health is important. Mental illness can make people do shit that not any kind of normal person would think. If you, as a mostly normal person, have this reaction that I had, it's clearly this person was suffering from more than just. And I know a lot of people, and like a lot of like religious people, you know. And if you're religious, fair enough, right? They will just go evil, evil, evil. No, I look at it in reality is mental illness, like that makes you go this far that you want to that you're gonna cut a goddamn, like, man, so fucked up. Like, so you react like that. Someone who knows how the real world works and knows how, like, there's so much fucked up shit. When I react to what somebody does in this kind of scenario, or you do, that goes to show you that's my how you can know. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, and I know, like, the problem is, like, some people react to that with, like, some little thing. Like, my friend who's like, oh, so-and-so, like, you know, fuck somebody, and because they're just so... But, like, they can't react that way. Like, I mean, like, it's, like, pure, utter, like, just insanity. I don't know any other way to say it, and I'm not trying to demean anyone with mental health problems by saying sanity or crazy or whatever. A lot of people, you know, it's getting that way. You can't say crazy because it's like... But this is legitimately, I'm legitimately in fucking trouble. No, it's legitimately crazy. Like, and mentally ill. That woman was that did this shit. So fucked up. Go ahead, get back to the coffee house guy.
The murder of Bobby Joe is all that they spoke of. Scrolling through posts from the last couple days, one of the moderators, known as Sitkar, looked for any clues that may help with the investigation. And there she found the conversation between Bobby Joe and Darlene Fisher, which also shared plans to meet the following day. She connected the dots immediately and contacted the FBI on her discovery. FBI computer forensic analysts traced the location of Darlene Fisher's emails to a telephone line at the home of Kevin Montgomery on South Adams Road in Melvin, Kansas, and Kevin's wife, Lisa Montgomery. It was now December the 17th, and at Whistle Stop Cafe in Melvin, Lisa and Kevin were delightedly showing off the newest addition to their family, Abigail. Lisa told her friends that she'd been shopping the previous day when she went into labour at a local store. She claimed that she was taken to the Women's Centre in Topeka, where she then gave birth to a baby girl. She then called Kevin afterwards to tell him of the news, and of course he was delighted. He ran into the truck and picked her up as soon as he could. But that, of course, was bullshit. While the Montgomerys were enjoying their coffee at the Whistle Stop Cafe, FBI agents were waiting for them.
That's the shit
sat
from
outside
Fried
their
Green
farmhouse
Tomatoes.
in Melvin, waiting for
The
their
movie
return.
and the book.
A couple hours had passed, but eventually a dirty red Toyota Corolla pulled up to the farm, Lisa and Kevin emerging with the newborn baby. The agents approached the two, and after mandate, followed them inside for questioning. There, they asked about the baby, and Lisa gave the same story to them as she did to her friend.
Bro, this goes back to the other shit. Like, look at this picture. Like, this bitch is crazy. Like, look, let's be realistic, too. Like, I don't know how old this woman is, but I would say she's probably a little too old to even be having children. I know on average, like, I know, like, there's been cases of, like, somebody who's, like, almost 60 or some ridiculous shit having a kid, I think. I don't know. But, like, it doesn't seem like she's in that. And it might have been the case, too, and it drove her to some, like, insanity. But god, it's still, like, to do what she fucking did is, you know, way the fuck out there, guys. Way the fuck out there. So sad, so fucked up. Yes.
It wasn't difficult to catch her out, though. Agents shared with Lisa that they'd already approached staff at the Women's Centre and that there were no records of Lisa being in there on that day. Lisa crumbled. Almost instantly, she confessed to her crimes. And Kevin, he was shocked. He honestly thought that the baby was his. He had no idea. Lisa was arrested and charged with the federal offence of kidnapping resulting in death. Kevin was cleared of any connections or charges. Carl Bowman testified that his ex-wife Lisa could not have been pregnant, as in 1990 she'd undergone tubal litigation surgery after the birth of their fourth child. After her procedure, though, Lisa would fake pregnancy 5 more times.
She obviously had some sort of disorder. Like, I know there's, like, and she had kids before. Like, is it, Like I think maybe some people like maybe they feel like I think this might be the case for like these people. This is me speculating 100% here. You know, like these women that like live their life pregnant, like they can't like, oh, I can't believe I thought I followed that person. I'm gonna follow them now. But I think they get so like maybe they feel like being pregnant is the only way to feel normal. I know there's like postpartum and shit. Maybe that's like into it. I don't know how they get to where they get to, but it's clearly it's not. You know, it's not correct. It's scary, insane that they'll go to these lengths.
Her current husband, Kevin, testified in court that she claimed that she was pregnant 3 times while she was with him, and all 3 times he believed her. The first 2 supposed pregnancies ended in miscarriage or abortion, but the 3rd time was different, and when he saw the baby in Lisa's hands, he genuinely believed that it was his and hers. Lisa Montgomery pled not guilty to her charges, and her defense attorney, Fred Duckhart, pleaded Lisa as insane in an attempt to...
Because she really was insane. Yeah. Really, like, I get it. Like, I don't know, like, that would be hard for me. Like, and, like, I don't know, like, does the jury decide, or, I don't know enough, like, does the jury decide whether or not there's, or is that something they come up with before the case gets to jury? I don't know. Because it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. What she would do. What she did. I can't imagine. Let's get this hot take right here, guys. And this isn't me saying like I plan on murdering someone or anything in real life or a video game. Is that I can see points where a person could be pushed to killing someone, like in the heat of the moment, somebody breaks in your house, even if you get in a stupid fucking argument or a fight or an accident. But to go murder some woman, and technically not even murder, like she didn't even kill this poor woman. I can't imagine what she must have went through, like getting her baby cut out of her, like literally I can't imagine doing something like that. Like it's so crazy that it's beyond, like that's why it's like, to me, like in my ultimate just normal reaction with just what I've heard in this video and just the appalling nature of the whole thing, I would just be like, yeah, this bitch is insane, crazy. We can't try her as a normal human being. Right now, there's other shit you can take into consideration, you know, when it comes to justice versus morality and all that, right? But damn it, so fucked up.
To avoid the death penalty. He argued that the defendant had suffered a lifetime of mental illness due to the psychological, physical and sexual abuse that she'd endured as a child from both her mother and her stepfather. This didn't work though, because on October the 22nd, 2007, just after 5 hours of deliberation, the jury found that Lisa Montgomery was found guilty of murder. On October the 26th, the jury also recommended the death penalty.
Damn, I don't know if we can give her the death. I think she might have been too insane for that. I don't know, but like such a heinous crime, it's kind of hard not to. Like to have that gut reaction. It's why so many people are like, kill all the pedophiles, and like, don't take the time to talk about it. Is like you got to, like sometimes you have to take it out of the moment, out of the heat of the moment. And you know, I'm some guy on the internet reacting to this like right then, like that's one way to react to it, right? But like when it comes to us, you need to settle down a little bit and think to it. So I don't know, because clearly there are definite mental problems here. There's no way that it's not just something you wake up one day and you're like, oh yeah, I want to find this woman and like, you know, cut a baby out of her stomach and pretend it's mine. Like, how did she even think she's going to get away with that shit? Like, there's ways to know, like, that you were not pregnant, like, easy, you know? I'm not a doctor, but I know there's ways they can look at it. So fucked up.
Penalty, one in which the judge formally complied to. And this is where we learn more about the real Lisa Montgomery, because only after the trial was more light shed on her history. When Lisa was a child, it was found that her mother trafficked both Lisa and her sister to other men. And
okay, like this clearly adds to like situational mental health issues, right? But it's like you can't forgive everything just because of that. Like I think that's what a lot of people worry when people bring up mental health and mental illness and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's just giving them a pass, No, it's what happened is not good. What it's doing is not good. Bringing it up and not just vilifying them as horrible creatures that had no, you know, or evil or whatever bullshit, right? Or just pure insane. Talking about this shit, like,
will hopefully maybe make it where it can be stopped before it gets this far. Maybe had she been able to get the help, or there was help, then she wouldn't have gone to the extreme of what she fucking did, and could have maybe lived a normal, quote unquote, I hate doing this shit, quote unquote, normal life, you know, with some sort of something, you know. So just bringing those aspects up just don't, you know, I don't know. So fucked up.
While Lisa's older sister, Diane, cared greatly for Lisa, at the age of 8, when Lisa was just 4, she was taken out of her family home by social services and put into foster care. Social Securities, though, didn't take Lisa away, which meant that she was now left all alone to deal with the abuse by herself. Lisa was also the target of her stepfather's aggressive behaviour. He routinely sexually assaulted her and often slammed her head into the concrete, a few times so hard that she sustained traumatic brain injuries to her head. At the age of 14, Lisa spiraled into alcoholism just to get through the nightmare that she was living.
I can
But
imagine.
it didn't stop there. At the age of 17...
And as she, instead of turning alcohol and drugs or whatever, maybe she could have got some help to deal with that. Maybe it wouldn't have ended the way it did. That's kind of my point. Like screaming into the void, or doing it, or like, you know, something like that. Like, if it's that bad, like, maybe you need some help.
Lisa's mother forced her to marry her stepbrother, Carl Bowman. He would also go on to routinely sexually and physically abuse Lisa. The two ended up having 4 children, but they lived in severe poverty and often had calls and visits from social services. The abuse inflicted on Lisa by those who were supposed to protect her can be described nothing short of evil. She also suffered from fetal alcohol syndrome, as her mother was drinking heavily at the
So a lot, maybe not. Well, I guess like contributes to mental illness too. Maybe like physiological reasons, trauma. Like a lot of this shit. They say a lot of this. It's not one thing. It's like a lot of this adds together. It's just so fucked up.
time that she was pregnant with Lisa. However, much of the abuse that Lisa had gone through was not revealed to the jury in her trial. Most of this only came out in a appeal after the verdict. This was actually considered the defense attorney's greatest failure in defending Lisa during her trial. Lisa Montgomery remained on death row from 2007 for 14 years. The United States had actually stopped federally executing inmates shortly before her sentence. But at the end of 2020, in his final days as president, President Trump overturned the hiatus of federal executions and issued a special warrant for the executions of several inmates. One of them would be Lisa Montgomery. This sparked controversy in Lisa's case, as not only did her trial not take her abuse into consideration, but the world has also learned a lot more about mental health in the time since her conviction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's not vilify everybody as like, it's like, God, it's hard though. Like, cause the average person, you're like, oh, this mother, you just heard what she did. And you're like, you can see the way I fucking reacted to it is so fucked up, right? But like, oh, there's mitigating circumstances, you know? I don't know. Oh, it's so, but at the same time, it seemed like she planned shit out. Like, I don't know, she was so fucked from the start of her life. But even before she was started her life, you know, when she was like still developing in the womb, like her mom's drinking obviously fucked her up even then. And then to get out, and then all this other shit that happened over the years, you hear it's so fucked up. So it's hard for you to pity this person, you know, because at the same time, what she ended up doing. But like, what if somebody had gave her some pity before she did this, or done something else? Maybe she wouldn't have done this. Yeah, and hindsight's 20/20, obviously.
This changed nothing, however, because on January the 13th at 1:31 in the morning, Lisa Montgomery was pronounced dead following lethal injection at the federal prison complex at Terre Haute, Indiana.
My understanding, the way you say that is Terre Haute. And I know he's not from this country, but that's how you say it, Terre Haute.
And that's the case of Bobby Joe Stinnett and Lisa Montgomery. A truly awful murder, and a complicated ending for her killer too. It's a miracle that the baby survived. Victoria Stinnett is now 16 years old and still lives with her father Zeb. Not in Skid.
Man, that's that girl. That kid's got to have some sort of like, if she have, you know, she's got to know some of this shit, like a little, maybe. I don't know though. Maybe, but like it'd be hard like not to have found out something. Like obviously this dude's playing an internet video of her, so like I mean she's got to have some sort of issues from this shit too. That seemed fucked, you know. So and she's like no reason, you know, she's fucked. Not nearly as bad because obviously, but think if she would got away with this and that crazy lady had raised her or some bullshit. Fuck. Oh god. Fuck. Fuck.
More though. But their old house there is still up to date, empty since Bobby's murder. What Lisa did to Bobby is incomprehensible. In fact, it's one of the most vicious murders I've heard to date. Someone who is able to kill in such a way as that should never be allowed back into society, no doubt. But was it worth the death penalty?
I personally always wobble back and forth on the death penalty. Like I still don't know where I stand. Like you can say you're like a, I didn't know you could do that. But you know, fence sitter or whatever you want to say. But it's definitely the debate. My big debate of it is, I don't know if we're ever. That I've never like.
Remembering her abuse and subsequent mental condition,
Because some people
did
they've
she
been
deserve the death
not
penalty
guilty.
above
You
serial
know, it's
killers
kind of like
and other
they
fully cognitive murderers? I'm not here to judge, but what do you think? Do you think she deserved the death penalty? Do you think that she deserved to die for what she did? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I honestly would love to hear what people think. Thank you so much for
you can hear what I think, buddy, if you want to watch my videos. But god damn, appreciate you making the video. I'm not. I feel bad. Like I'm like, you probably DMCA me. I'm like, oh, fucking cunt. You listen to my shit. But damn, so fucked up. There's a different guy, the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run. I don't know about these other people. I know this guy's videos are good and everything, so it's kind of hard to go. Unbelievable. Man, it stole a plane. Oh, we could always do these are long as fuck though. It's way too like wrapped. Like these like where they show like the whole like that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll do one of them down the road. I'm trying to do some as old. I know the other day, yesterday, I listened to like I don't want to do like a one that just came out on his channel. You know, so like I could find an older one. 10 months. Betrayed, murdered by best friend. Maybe we'll do one more. I might have to pee though. John Wick 4? Is that a thing? I don't know. Why is it news and politics? I don't know. I don't know what else it would be in. There's some comments. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Okay. Let's see, which one was I gonna watch? There's another Japanese one. No, I want to watch this one though. Betrayed and murdered by a best friend. The solved case of Stephen McAfee. Alright. Like, so I try not to watch any of his, like, super
He was a
newer
young
ones.
man that vanished in the dead of night, and while his disappearance would remain unsolved for over a year, it would eventually turn into a story of betrayal.
Ooh.
My name is Adrian, and welcome back to Coffee House Crime.
Oh, Adrian,
Today
that's
we're
your
looking
name.
at the case
Hey,
of Stephen
Adrian.
McAfee,
Sorry, I
a
missed your
creative
name.
student who disappeared, leaving his community on the knife's edge. Today's case came in via one of Stephen McAfee's friends, and as soon as I started reading into it, I knew it was one that I wanted to share. And just a quick one, if you're new to this channel, I post both solved and unsolved cases here on a weekly basis, so if that is your sort of thing, please consider subscribing to Coffee House Crime. So pull up a seat, grab a coffee and sit back. This is the case of Stephen McAfee. The Great Lakes, Wolverines, and the beginning of the automotive industry. These are among the many things used to describe Michigan, which is where our story today begins. A once booming economy in the early 1900s, with thanks to Ford and various other car manufacturers, Michigan is now a key state to the automotive and agricultural industries, and currently boasts a population of around 10 million people.
Not so much
Stephen
that big
McAfee was a
anymore,
local resident
but-
in the area, and he was born on the 26th of December 1996 to his mother Suzanne and father Mike. Stephen grew up in Macomb Township, a civil township located within Metro Detroit, Michigan. Macomb Township is located 15 miles northeast of Detroit, but despite its close proximity to Motor City, it boasts a much lower violent crime rate of only 1 per 100,000 residents per year. This is much different to Detroit, which is over 20. Macomb Township, known for its rural farmland and range of golf courses, is a safe community with an outdoor vibe, nestled right by the edge of Lake Michigan. And this was one of many reasons that made Macomb Township
He's really good. Like, I'm not trying to jug on him. I'm sure he goes and, like, looks it up. I mean, like, it takes some time. But, like, I like how he, like, he talks about a place, he takes, like, a minute out of it and says, oh, this is so-and-so, this is la 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 la, you know, and it kind of does set you up for, like, oh, this is, I didn't mean to stop him on a goofy-ass face, but, you know, oh, this sets you up for a bad spot, or, you know, like, oh, this is a nice, quiet town, yada, yada.
a great place for Stephen to grow up, along with his older brother Jonathan and older sister Kate. Stephen attended Ebeling Elementary School as a kid. It was shortly into his attendance at Ebeling Elementary that signs of Asperger's syndrome started to show.
Like I don't know, I guess it just adds more to it than just the whole, like, it kind of like humanizes everything, and it's not just like this person's a horrible person, fucking the devil.
And while Stephen was eventually and formally diagnosed with Asperger's, he wouldn't let it define him. He stayed in his education as he grew older, and in 2014 started attending Arts Academy in the Woods, a school intended to accelerate students that are creatively
When he said it, I thought he meant, like, I guess that's the title of the school. I thought he meant, like, it's in the woods, like, literally. I was like, that's kind of fucked up, but, like, I get what it is now.
gifted. For Stephen, he went into this school because it offered a curriculum that pursued his interests. He was an innovative artist, loved playing the drums, and he had dreams to become a musician. Stephen was also a remarkably docile young man. While loved in the community, he was known to not stir up any fuss or cause any drama with another person. He was described as kind-hearted, non-violent, and simply existed to spend time with his friends. The date was the 9th of March 2016. It was a Wednesday, and for Stephen it was like every other. He had no special events planned. Later in that day, he sent his ex-girlfriend Tara a Snapchat message, with an image of him goofing around with the shopping carts at his local grocery store. Shortly after, he went home for dinner before he relaxed on the sofa, watching TV and scrolling through his phone late into the night. His mother Susan had been at work all day, and so at around midnight she decided to head to bed. It was around 2:30 in the morning that his father Michael also decided to call it quits. and so Michael said goodnight to Stephen. Stephen
Goddamn, Steven wants to stay up. Fuck, super late. His dad's going to bed at 2:30, and he's still like, I'm chugging along. But he's a kid, so you know, whatever.
said goodnight back, but he was planning on staying up longer, and this was quite a normal thing for Stephen to do as well. With nothing out of the ordinary, Michael headed to bed. The next morning though, as Susan woke up for the day and walked past her youngest son's bedroom, Stephen was nowhere to be seen. She was sure that Stephen had no plans this early in the day. He'd left all of the gear that he'd usually take with him at home too. His phone charger still in the bedroom. In fact, he already had plans with Susan later that day. Stephen couldn't yet drive, and so that afternoon, he and Suzanne were planning on going out and practicing his driving around the local streets. This means that if he had left the property that night, he would have had to do it by foot. And, unlike usual, he hadn't left any messages behind either, which was odd. And when she tried to call his mobile phone, nothing. It's as if in the dead of night, without warning or reason, Stephen just simply vanished. Over a dozen phone calls were made to Stephen's mobile that day. As before, they would go straight to voicemail. No fresh sets of clothes were missing from Stephen's wardrobe either, suggesting he'd intended to be home relatively soon. Friends and family of Stephen started checking the local neighbourhoods and parks too.
I don't think I was paying enough attention. Is Stephen the one that, is Stephen the one that was autistic or whatever? Or is that the guy that's going to end up killing him? Because he seemed to be fairly, this is, I got to be so specific with what I say sometimes, it's ridiculous, right?
In general, I think a lot of people who suffer from Asperger's, forms of autism, and I know there's a spectrum, suffer from these kind of things, don't end up having good social interactions in general. Like they're talking about him having a girlfriend, being out and doing stuff, I'm not saying they cannot do these things, but it seems hard, and maybe his parents worked with him a lot and everything, and that's the case. But in general, a bunch of people aren't very good with women and finding girlfriends and shit, especially 16, right? So yeah, I don't know. So maybe I got that wrong.
Places that he often frequently visited, but still no dice. No additional information came out from his friends or family either. The last time that Stephen had been seen on social media was from that Snapchat message the day before, and the last reliable sighting of Stephen was from his own father Michael at 2:30 back at his property. On the 13th of March 2016, 3 days later, a missing persons report was filed. And while this officially spurred law enforcement into searching for the young man, nothing would come to light. Local Crime Stoppers eventually offered a reward of several $1,000s to anyone who could provide information that led to finding Stephen. And several billboards around the surrounding area were erected. Friends close to Stephen also scoured the wooded area around Stephen's home for any clues or signs, but just like the rest, the impromptu search revealed nothing whatsoever. And when the family hired a private investigator, that too came back fruitless. It was around this time that several theories around Stephen's disappearance started to crop up. One of the leading theories was that Stephen could have found himself in an abandoned drug house, also known as a bando, and consequently he could have been murdered there, his still body in one of the many abandoned houses around Detroit. Although Detroit was once a manufacturing powerhouse in the early to mid-1900s, technology over the decades started to evolve, leading to changes in the way cars amongst other mechanical objects were created.
That's true. Detroit and, Michigan, but Detroit in particular, what used to be because it was super big when Ford and all that, when all that shit became there's a lot of really cool old buildings and houses up there that were super duper, because there was a lot of big money there at one point, right? So they put a lot of shit into it. I've seen, watch it, ever go watch some abandoned, maybe I'll do that too, abandoned cities or abandoned thing videos. It's crazy how cool some of these places used to be. But there's there's a lot of them because so many people have had to leave, and just how sad and poor it is now, there's a lot up there.
And with the coming of the global recession in the late 2000s, the number of people buying cars in the US plummeted. This had a profound impact on Detroit. Tens of thousands of workers were laid off in the following years, and as a result, many people moved away, relocating across country or around the state of Michigan. In consequence, Detroit now has an unbelievable amount of abandoned buildings and burned out homes. A lot of these which often serve as an ad hoc safe house for criminals. The theory that Stephen fell victim inside one of these bandos, though, was considered extremely unlikely by close friends and family. Not only was Stephen apprehensive to any sort of criminal behaviour, but he also couldn't drive, and therefore couldn't get very far. It was, however, the best lead that anyone not close to Stephen had. To put it simply, his disappearance was originally considered a case of being in the wrong place, at the wrong time. And this theory is where the case would stand for quite a while, because despite the unrelenting torment that his family would have to suffer for over the next year, the case went cold. That would be until April 2017. It was on April the 26th that a young woman, along with her father, walked into Macomb County's sheriff's office. There, she told investigators that a friend of hers had shared a very dark secret with her. One that hadn't been spoken about with anyone else. The secret came from Yvette McDonald, and what she had shared with her friend only 1 month prior is that she had helped her ex-boyfriend move and dispose of a body about a year ago. Stephen was a friendly and forgiving man, and with that he forged a lot of positive encounters with people, making a lot of friends too. We're stopping on this one though.
Okay, I'm not trying to judgmental you. I know what this, but you picked the worst fucking picture. Not worst, like but you picked like the most. Like, let's go back a second. Like, where the guy, like, I don't know. I don't think it's a mug shot, right? But,
We're stopping on
but it might be a mug shot, but usually they have like height measurement things. But you pick. But this is like everybody does it. If you ever seen like the Nick Nolte or like anytime anybody gets arrested, usually they're worse photos. It's like, yeah, I believe, like I see this guy, yeah, he probably killed somebody.
This one though. Yvette confided to a friend that one morning in April 2016, her ex-boyfriend asked her how she'd feel if Stephen McAfee was dead. She responded with saying that she would miss him, and that's when he replied with, "He already is." He took her down to the local woods later that morning. The woods were located somewhere along 34 Mile Road and Van Dyke Avenue, located within Bruce Township. Yvette's boyfriend was called Andrew Fiacco. Andrew Fiacco was the same age as Stephen, and he lived close by in Ray Township. In fact, he was one of Stephen's best friends. The two had met in kindergarten at the age of 5 back in Ebeling Elementary in Macomb Township. The two both had special needs. Andrew lived with high-functioning autism, while Stephen had emotional issues.
Okay, Andrew is the one with the high-functioning autism, and Stephen had emotional issues.
Together, the two had a lot of fun, and boys being boys, also got into a lot of mischief as kids. When Andrew and Yvette arrived at the wooded destination, Andrew then told her that this was the area that he had shot and killed Stephen a month prior, and the reason that he wanted to tell her is because he required assistance to move the body. And surprisingly, she complied. No questions asked, no attempts to inform the police, no hesitation. The two left that area and returned 1 month later to properly dispose of Stephen. Macomb County Police were extremely alarmed to hear of the news from Yvette's friend.
Yeah, then she's fucked too, because they can get her on a lot of shit here.
And they didn't hold around either. It was late that afternoon that Yvette was arrested, and only a few hours after that Andrew was arrested too. Police took Andrew into custody, and almost straight away, he confessed to murdering Stephen McAfee.
What do you think we want to talk about? Is it about Stephen? Right. Well, that night when he FaceTimed me, it was for, he liked to smoke pot. I picked him up at his house, down the street. So, when I sold him the pot, I took my brother's gun with me. And so,
Dude, like, he must have really been high-functioning autistic, because he's not coming off, to me, autistic at all. Like that dude, that incel guy, like in Canada, that like went on that, not shooting spree, like a driving over spree. I don't even know what you call it. It's probably got a name, but like he was driving a van and driving on the sidewalk and killing people that way. he came off autistic. This guy seems normal to me. I don't know, like,
So we drove over the 34 mile. Okay, go on. So we got out of the car. I gave him the bag, but he wasn't giving me the money. So I was kind of like, wait, what's going on? And so then he attacked me, and then we started wrestling it out. He grabbed the gun, pointed at me. So I distracted and ran up to him and took it. And we were wrestling on the ground, and the gun went off, and he got hit with it.
According to Andrew, killing Stephen was through self-defense. Early in the morning of March the 10th, after Stephen's father had headed to bed, he was picked up by Andrew where they then headed to a remote area. This was so Stephen could buy marijuana off Andrew, but apparently after they arrived, and Andrew handed him the bag, Stephen supposedly attacked him. The two wrestled on the floor, and as they did, Andrew managed to pull his gun out of his pocket before accidentally shooting Stephen in the stomach. In a panic, Andrew finished him off, before taking Stephen's mobile phone and fleeing the area. He then drove 18 miles to 34 Mile and Chona Road before dumping Stephen's mobile phone in a local dumpster. Later that day, the sheriff's investigators searched two locations of interest. One was the vacant plot of land in Bruce Township, and the other was Fiako's home in Ray Township. Evidence and remains were located at both locations, and Stephen would then eventually lead investigators to the exact spot himself. Stephen's lower jaw and clothing were eventually found. This included his jacket and a baseball hat. It was from Stephen's lower jawbone that positive identification was made. It was around this time that through Andrew's and Yvette's confessions and through the multiple crime scenes that investigators were slowly piecing the rest of the story together. Andrew and Yvette arrived to Stephen's location with an axe, one that had come from Andrew's house. When they got there, they removed Stephen's lower legs and his head. The legs were placed in a duffel bag and buried away in a separate...
bro, okay. I don't know how much this girl loved this guy or whatever. It is shocking to me. It's one thing, like, I need to help you move a body. Like, let's grab the legs. Let's move the body over here, right? Cool. Dismembering somebody with a fucking axe, even if they're dead? That's like crazy hard. That's a lot of trouble. It's gonna cause a lot of mess, if you will. So, like, that's that girl's ride or die. Like,
Except for being dumb enough to tell her friend, because guess what? Her friend's gonna be like, that's so fucked up. We can't, you can't get away with that shit, you know? It'd have to be a really, really, really close friend for me not to, like, rat them out for telling me they chopped up somebody that their boyfriend, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody I would, you know. So, yeah, it's pretty fucked up, yeah.
location from Stephen's head, and sadly, the rest of Stephen's body would never be found.
Damn.
Both burials were 2 feet deep. Andrew and Yvette had placed cement above the bones to prevent them from being dug up. The duffel bag was then later burned. As more details emerged on the case, the charges listed against Andrew and Yvette would grow. Actually, it was noted that in 2016, Andrew had been interviewed twice by investigators on his friend's disappearance. Both times, though, he denied any participation or knowledge. You know, it was quite alarming for investigators, and now for us to learn how deceptive Andrew actually was. On the day that Stephen disappeared, he had told his family that he had no idea where Stephen had gone to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what was this bringing up autism or Asperger's or whatever? Like, I don't think, like, it doesn't seem like there's something he could do. I don't know.
He even planted messages on Facebook telling everyone how much he missed Stephen. In one of those posts, he said,
"I wish I knew where he was. I would have told authorities already. He had a problem with checking in with his parents or anyone including me. He was very quiet and kept to himself a lot, actually. I'd give him fatherly lectures about how he needs to check in with his parents before he goes somewhere or does something, or if he went from one place to the next, that he needed to let them know when he was going and when he arrived. Never did he do any of those things, though. I miss him so much. Please come home, brother. We all miss you very much."
Following all this, Andrew Fiacco, who was 19 years at the time, was finally charged. He was charged with first-degree murder, disinterment and mutilation of a dead body, lying to a police officer, and felony firearms violations. Yvette MacDonald, who was then 18, was also charged with accessory after the fact to a felony, disinterment and mutilation of a dead body, and lying to a police officer. Andrew was denied bail, where Yvette's bail was set at $20,000. This was so she could continue her senior year at Macomb Community College. The two eventually stood trial in 2019, but throughout the process, several twists.
So if I'm in college, I'm like, and I'm I'm charged with like a super fucked up heinous crime. I'm trying to finish. Okay, well, we'll let you out on bail. I'll give you this, right? Like there's definitely extenuating circumstances for her. Like, dude, maybe she was scared. Maybe that's why. Like, she's like, fuck, he killed this guy. Maybe he'll kill me. I better help him. Yada 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 yada. So, and if I was her lawyer, that's what I'd be arguing in the case. Like, you'd have to prove it, and you'd have to see about believability of it, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that could be why she helped him. Now, and it's also not the same as she actually killed the guy. She did help. It's to me, it's a lot different. Like, say if my best friend came to me and they killed somebody, and they were like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
So the story would come undone. The first piece of evidence that came to light was from the medical examiner. Although Andrew claimed that he had shot Stephen in self-defense, medical reports would say otherwise. First, they indicated that Stephen had been shot twice in the head, one in the front, one in the back, and the third shot was in the stomach. But due to the angles in which Stephen had been shot, it was very unlikely that it had happened during a scrappy fight on the ground, thus revoking Andrew's claims. The claim was also very far from how Stephen was perceived by others. It didn't fit his gentle behaviour at all. The prosecution also contended that Andrew had taken Stephen's earbuds, cell phone and watch as trophies after killing him, which proved premeditation and also suggested a motive. And the trial often heated up at times throughout the weeks too, with accusations mounting not only at Stephen's mental health but Andrew's. It was also here that allegations of Andrew growing jealous of Stephen talking to his girlfriend also cropped up. And it was even alleged that Andrew had previously sexually assaulted Stephen. Yvette even shared to police that she was told by a boyfriend that he was part of the mafia, and this was the reason that he had to kill Stephen.
Oh my god, I met some dude like this one time when I was in college. He was like, my family's in the mob. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. First of all, you don't, if your family's in the mob, you ain't going around fucking bragging about it to people like for clout. That's like, you would be fucking shot in the head, you dumb fuck. Go ahead.
The trial even at one point forced the prosecutor and the defense lead into a full-on shouting match.
What are you playing with? This is like amateur hour?
This is not closing.
You know what? I'm telling you, you can't have those comments here. You have prejudiced this jury so many times.
But eventually, the jury
Damn! I haven't seen some shit like that. The lawyers going at each other like hard.
had made a conclusion. They deliberated for 11 hours over 2 days, but on February the 7th, 2019, they'd come back with a verdict. They found Andrew Fiacco guilty of second-degree murder, believing that he had intentionally killed Stephen and that the murder was not justified. But they also believed that it was not premeditated. Following the verdict, he was sentenced to 50 to 70 years in prison. Yvette MacDonald was sentenced to 1 year in prison and 3 years of probation after pleading guilty to mutilation of a body as well as being an accessory. Despite the short sentence, in trial it was stated that she was frightened of Andrew, and that there were past violent issues
Okay, that's what I would have argued as a lawyer. I think that's a sound thing to argue, because I could find that believable.
between the two. As the sentence was passed, Judge Jennifer Faunce said to Andrew in front of a packed courtroom, "You destroyed not only Stephen's life, his family and friends, you destroyed your family's life as well as your own. And then for 13 months you let everyone wallow in fear and distress, with hope in there as well, which I almost think is the worst part. You continued to lie. You continued the crimes, you continued to hide, continued to leave everyone distraught. You brought Yvette MacDonald into it, and you destroyed another family in the process."
Yeah, I agree with that aspect. Like, I don't agree with, like, cutting this guy. Oh, you lied about, like, most people are going to do that. Like, you're not like, I'm going to commit all these crimes and I'm going to go run and tell people. It's not generally how it works. If it was, goddamn, the police will be having lucky days every fucking day.
Although the sentence was a very long one for second-degree murder, Stephen McAfee's family were both disappointed and distraught. They are happy that Andrew is going to be behind bars for a very long period of time, but they believed that the first-degree murder charges were more appropriate. And I don't blame them. To me at least, this case looks nothing short of first degree. It looks clear-cut that on the fateful morning of the 10th of March 2016, Andrew called Stephen to set up a meeting time, drove out fully armed, took Stephen to a remote location, and when the time was right, took his life.
Yep, I agree.
And a potential motive was there. In fact, several were, so why second degree? Before his sentencing, Andrew told the court that he missed Stephen, someone he said he considered to be a friend and one that he looked up to in many ways. He shared, "I have nightmares. I take full responsibility. Stephen was... I miss him so much. I am so sorry." And now the rest of the community misses Stephen too. Stephen was a bright light in the community of Macomb Township. A young man that never had a bad thing to say about anyone. He was docile, friendly, nurturing and caring. A talented artist, a musician, and more importantly, a good friend. Taken away too soon by one of his, someone he placed his trust and security in time and time again. Stephen's mother, father, brother and sister are a testament to a good family, by the way. It was very clear through trial footage and other media how much support, love and care they gave Stephen, not just after he passed away but, more importantly, before too. I also observed how much of a fun, loving and creative person Stephen really was, and just through researching this case, I feel like he's left a small imprint on my life too. Thank you for watching another video by Coffee House Crime today, and thank you to Stephen's friend who wishes to remain anonymous for suggesting this case. What do you think about the case of Stephen McAfee? And do you think Andrew Fiacco should have received first-degree murder charges? Please share your thoughts below.
From the very limited information I have, I would say, yeah, it seems more like it than second degree. You know, I don't know, but I don't know how the case was presented. I don't know all of the evidence. That's another thing. People will run out their full mouth on some shit. Oh, what's YouTube video? I'm not saying this guy doesn't do a good job. Oh, coffee health guy, definitely 100%. No, motherfucker, act real shit. God damn, motherfucker. That's the problem with everybody in this world. Everybody overreacts to everything sometimes. It's like, then you get mad, then you gotta overreact. It's like a fucking never-ending cycle. God damn. It's like all the Twitter drama today I've been watching. That motherfucker never responded to my tweet, though. So, whatever. Not that it's anybody I give a fuck about. Like I said, sometimes, most time I just let it go. I'm like, whatever. But sometimes it's like, I felt like I was being attacked. You gotta stand up for yourself every once in a while. If you don't, I could just be all like pity Martin, thinking of me. But then you're like ridiculous. You gotta man up some bitch. All right, that's it for today. I don't know, nobody watched this, but I thought I had fun talking to myself and watching this video. So maybe I want to do. Is it on here? Oh man, I have to find it. But it was like that full on 2 hour dude that goes through. A lot of other people watch him, but I might give it a shot. Because I don't want to be watching all this dude's videos. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're good. So if you're curious, if anybody watches this and want to watch his videos, go subscribe. It's here it is. It's Coffee House Crimes on YouTube, you know. Good job, buddy. But yeah, so we'll see how the future goes. I'm gonna go get ready for the love of my life, masturbation. And yeah, other than that, have fun, fuck off, and all that jazz. Peace. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you're going hate this, you can fucking bite me.
in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they